Headlines. Let's start. Whitey and Watkins.
They gonna take it for a W.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car. It's a show specifically for you, Sacramento. Whitey.
She got a new song out of this anyway. Hoops. I did it again. So that's all right. Hello. Is this on?
Nope. Watkins.
I'm sorry. I know I don't want to be the wet blanket on everybody.
It's Whitey and Watkins, and it starts.
Hurry up!
Now.
Happy Thursday. Best day of the week. Isn't life
Yeah.
funny? Sometimes in life, something happens to you. When it happens, you think, oh, what am I going to do? This is terrible. And you don't realize, no, there's a tremendous upside. For example, Chris Watkins.
What's that?
My understanding is, my scouts tell me, sources say that your softball team is eliminated from the postseason, so you don't have a game tonight. And tonight normally is softball night. So it's like, oh, well, that's too bad. You had a great year. I know you had a great statistical season.
Yeah.
You're one of those guys that only cares about his own numbers.
Yep.
But you had a great year. But now, no softball tonight. You get to watch the Vikings.
Yeah, it's
Hey!
in some ways it feels like I've lost twice. You just got continental, son.
That might not be the best way to look at it.
There was definitely a part of me that we were in a double header situation last week where we had to win both games in order to make the playoffs and play today. And there was a part of me that was like, it really wouldn't be the worst thing if we lost, because I do get to watch the game. But also,
Did you throw the game?
I did have an unusual amount of errors.
Wow.
That's what I would say.
Oh, no.
I didn't throw the game. However, the errors were up, and it might have been a subconscious thing. But I definitely played my part in us not making the playoffs. That's what I would say. But I guess it is some sick consolation prize that I do get to watch the Vikings, because who knows? I've been really down. I've probably been 2 down all week on the Vikings' chances, but there is a shot that I get surprised tonight, and it's one of the few days where I expect my team to lose and they actually pull through and win. So there's a small piece of me that's rooting for that, but I don't know if I want to vocalize it.
I don't follow the Vikings quite as closely as you do.
No, you shouldn't.
It seems to me, and I can't remember these things. Didn't the 2 teams play last year?
Yeah, they played last year, and
I don't know. Did it go well for your squad?
It did not. It did not go well. It was around the same time like this last year. It was early in the season, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was like 38-7. It was just a complete blowout. The Vikings had 2 really big blowouts last year. It was to the Cowboys and the Eagles, and it was really the only 2 good teams they played last year. Hence why everyone claimed them to be frauds.
Dish best served cold tonight on Thursday Night Football.
Absolutely, we're
Amazon.
Exactly, for all those who figure it out by midway through the second quarter that it's on Amazon and how to actually get it up. It's it'll be exciting, hopefully.
Yeah.
But, the Vikings definitely are due for a win against the Eagles. Also, I think the time before the game you mentioned last year was in the divisional championship game after the Vikings had the miraculous Minneapolis miracle where Stephon Diggs obviously had that massive touchdown.
That's the one I was thinking of.
The following week,
yes,
the Vikings get absolutely obliterated by Nick Foles to miss out
We're all
on the
part
Super
of the
Bowl.
same miracle.
Didn't feel like I was that day.
Finding the game,
like
Amazon Prime, that's easy. The one I have problems with, seriously, is when there's a Major League game, I think it's Friday nights on Apple Plus, because there's one Giants game a couple weeks ago. It's not that I couldn't find it. I had no idea that's where it was.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I guess the game's not on.
Yeah, and they just won't put it on the regional
okay.
networks too, right? Like it'll just be blacked out everywhere except for Apple. And it's like, I don't know how.
But Steph Curry, I think, got everybody a free Apple Plus preview when his doc came out, so I could have used that.
Not
but
me.
I didn't know it was on.
I didn't cash that out. Thank you, Steph Curry, for offering that to everybody. But I didn't touch that. I should have.
Offered.
I missed Ted Lasso. I still haven't seen the last season of Ted Lasso, but was a nice gesture by Steph.
Did you know that this Sunday, Brock Purdy and Matt Stafford will make NFL history?
Really? Trying to guess what that history would be. First quarterbacks to ever go into a game 1-0.
In one corner, there's Matt Stafford, a 15-year veteran. First pick in the 2008 NFL draft. Brock Purdy, just in his second season. Final pick in the 2022 NFL draft.
Okay.
So Andrew Siciliano pointing out Sunday's game will mark the first time we've ever seen a quarterback taken number 1 overall face a quarterback selected with the last overall pick. Never happened before.
That's pretty cool. That's kind of cool. Like, I mean, I don't know how many quarterbacks have even been picked last, so I don't know how big the pool was, but that's pretty cool. I mean, and that's just really speaking to again to Brock's unlikely story. I mean, it's just absolutely absurd that we're in year 2 of this guy's career and he's already established himself as somebody who's capable of breaking a record, or setting a record. I guess like that.
Matthew Stafford was really good last week.
He was incredible. Yeah, I mean, against all odds, what was it? Tutu Atwell and Puka something like
Puka Nacua?
Yes, Puka Nacua. I knew it was a really cool name like that. Puka Nacua. I mean, just incredible. Didn't have Cooper Kupp. Everyone was kind of expecting the Rams to have a down year in general.
If you had said that on the radio, like before I knew who he was, I said, "Hey, you can't."
Yeah, Koopa Nakua.
You can't say
that, dude. Relax, okay? Like you got the dump button ready back there, because
good for him. What 119, 10 for 119?
Incredible. I mean, and yeah, he was a 5th round rookie, so I mean, really. Not much hype around. I mean, really no hype around him at all. But it's kind of. I mean, if the Rams end up having a really successful season by the in terms of what they were expected to do, I think it's a good showing of really what this Rams team is. Like, it's so many young, even rookies at that are just trying to mold with a couple veterans as well. I mean, they still have a lot of the remnants of their Super Bowl teams, but at the same time have a ton of young pieces. Like, that's going to be the balancing act that the Rams are going to try and balance all year.
There's some really funny audio from Coach Shanahan yesterday. He was talking about the team.
Yeah.
And, in this, Bill Walsh was the best at this. No matter who you're playing, you talk them up. But he had to talk about how, you look at the team and they've got the same coaches and the same schemes. And, okay, you watch the tape and you don't know who all the guys are.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you know who 99 is.
Yeah.
And they got the same system.
Yeah.
But I'll say this for the Rams. DK Metcalf came out this week, and he said of the Seahawks who lost the Rams, he said, we didn't play very hard. Or I think he said, I didn't play as hard as I could have. And we know that Geno said that after the game.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we didn't play as hard as they did. Sometimes teams say that when they get their fannies paddled, because it's easier to say, oh, we didn't play as hard as them. That's easier to say than it is to say they just
destroyed us. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's because it sounds like something you can control. Like,
exactly.
you can control effort, and so next time we play them, we're just going to be able to. We're going to control
ourselves.
Exactly, and it's not giving them any credit. I'm sure a little bit of the rivalry plays into that as well. But I'm not saying that's not true. It's definitely the Seahawks probably went out there and expected to kind of roll. I think they expected to do to the Rams what the Rams ended up doing to them. I thought that it felt like Seattle kind of just, when you don't start with the intensity, it's kind of hard to ramp it up in the middle of the game. And it felt like by the time, they kind of realized, oh, this Rams team is for real, it was kind of over by then. So,
And the 49ers, we know it's like a home game down there.
Oh, yeah.
Was a Vivid Seating says 64% based on ticket sales. Looks like it'll be
more than that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because not everyone buys their tickets through them. So, I mean, that's okay, somewhat useful, but I don't think it's the be all end all. And then the 49ers, and we actually found this out yesterday during our show, 49ers going to be wearing red. So they're wearing their home red jerseys.
They're just fully leaning into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. I can't believe the Rams would allow them, because I'm pretty sure the home team gets first dibs, right? So I can't believe the Rams would allow them to do that and just let comedy ensue. I mean, it's really in every aspect, it's going to be a home game for the Niners. Like, they don't have to travel that far. It's a 30, 45, maybe an hour long plane ride to SoFi. And then, I mean, the crowd is going to be in their favor. They're in a dome. Like, there's not really, any adversity that they're going to be facing in that game, with the exception of, like you said, number 99 is really the big thing that I think could throw a wrench in their plans to just kind of dominate the day.
As you guys know, I like to look at the other side of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
They haven't had that much luck with their other jerseys at home, so maybe that's what they're thinking.
Talking the Rams?
Yeah.
What are the blue ones?
Yeah, with their home jerseys, they don't do that well. Against the Niners.
The Niners just destroy them.
I guess you got to. I guess
no matter where they are, what they're wearing.
You got to try and shake it up sometimes.
Halloween costumes. It's not going to matter what you wear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never a big believer in the uniform stat trackers and stuff like that, but I guess
That might be the only stat you don't follow, Chris.
Yeah, that's a good point. Don't get it twisted. I will bring that stat up during the King season. I think Sac Uni Tracker has all those stats. And so
You know what my
I'll
mom
bring it
told
up
me
for
many
sure.
years ago, way back when,
Look
teams
good,
always
play good,
wore
feel
their
good.
they always wore their colors, their solid colors at home. And the Rams and the Cowboys were two teams early on. They wore whites at home, and it was kind of rare. I remember my mom telling me that the Rams did it because their quarterback said it's easier for me to see the receivers if they're wearing white. I don't know if that's true, but
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, did she have any sort, like, did she say I read, or she just kind of?
we didn't have an internet then.
Sure.
You know, it's just
paper.
Pony Express, I think, came by that day.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, I guess. It's an interesting tactic. I mean, it's, yeah, sure. There's got to be some validity to it. I could see how it would definitely stick out more than like your dark navy blue or something, whatever the Rams were wearing back then. But
now everything's so
interesting.
precise. It's like
Yeah.
you know where the guy's supposed to be, even if you can't see him.
right.
So
And I never, to that jersey point, like I never understood why the Lakers were the only team that would wear, like, I mean, their home jerseys at the time. They have brought in white jerseys since, but they used to
Golden
only wear
home.
the golden ones.
yeah.
Very interesting.
And the Pacers also had some gold,
Oh, I guess so, huh? Yeah. They would have the gold ones, and then they would wear like the
blue.
the
I don't
blue
know.
ones. Yeah, the blue ones on the road. I don't know. It's interesting how people.
Anyway,
choose their
basically, the
jerseys.
Rams, the only chance they have is if Aaron Donald destroys
Pretty
the
much.
right side of the 49er offensive line.
Pretty much, and like even then, it's going to take some bad offense, and yeah. I mean, Aaron Donald can only do so much. That's the thing. I mean, the 49ers are pretty much the Rams of a couple years ago, if not even more so, with the talent that they have. And yeah, the Rams have kind of been depleted at this point. They've lost Jalen Ramsey, lost Bobby Wagner. They pretty much on defense, like
They
they're
went
they're
for the
about
one Super
Aaron
Bowl.
Donald
They got it, and now
They got it. Yep.
disrepair. Whereas the 49ers are they're trying to stay there every year.
Yep. And as we talked about yesterday, I mean, they have the cap space to even add to this crazy team. But yeah, I mean, there's really no reason why the 49ers should struggle with the Rams, especially like the Seattle defense is not, by no stretch of the imagination, is an elite defense. The 49ers, their history has shown them to be elite, and the performance they put together last week was really dominant. There's no reason why the Rams should carve apart the 49ers defense in the same way that the Rams carved the Seattle defense.
You never know for sure until the game
Sure.
is actually played. But I think the biggest difference there is the 49ers, we know, have a terrific withering pass rush.
Right.
And Seattle basically didn't have one.
Right.
They didn't get it. I don't know that
Yeah.
they didn't get any sacks. I don't think they got any pressure on Stafford.
And I don't think the Rams offensive line is elite either. Like, I'm pretty sure the offensive line really was a big reason why Matt Stafford ended up getting hurt last year. I think it's just going to be feeding season for the Niners, and I think it's going to be a 2-0
It's going to be one of the most
start on the way.
one-sided games on the whole schedule.
I
this
really
weekend.
think so. I really do think so.
Coming up next, a former Kings first-round pick is returning to Golden One next month. Tell you who, and we'll look a little bit at the all-time Kings 3-on-3 tournament, what that would look like next year with Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916 520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
Well, we were just talking about the Rams, and I happened to mention to Chris right before we came back, I saw something today about Puka Nacua had a great opening game as a rookie for the Rams.
Yeah.
10 catches, 119 yards. And it has an unusual name. And, it's not cool. It's a funny name, but it's an
I
unusual
like it.
name.
I think it's really cool.
And I asked Chris if he'd heard what Puka Nacua's nickname was.
Yeah, I said P-Nook, Panuka Nuka.
Given to him by his teammate Darian Kendrick.
Sure.
I believe is a defensive back who's practiced against him.
Why not?
You'll love this too, Chris Verlaud.
Oh, he'll love this.
Puka Nacua's nickname is Puka Doncic.
Anything? No? Do we like it? Simone likes it. Chris?
You got sausage arms and cankles.
Chris is not a fan. Okay, gotcha. I like it. I mean, I shouldn't say. Yeah, maybe he's just going to start complaining for PIs every single time. Maybe that's why they call him Puka.
It's clever,
Puka Doncic.
I guess. A little bit clever.
A little bit. Yeah, it's both great and it's terrible. What about his game really resembles Luka Doncic?
Right,
obviously,
that's the thing.
Besides
why?
Puka, Luka, I get that. I can draw, I can connect those dots, but I don't know. It's both great and also terrible at the same time. Plus, the problem is, with a nickname, it's supposed to be better than your real name, or I guess it doesn't have to be better, but it should fit equally as your name. And I don't know. I shouldn't get into nickname politics.
Got a lot of rules.
I know. We've already established that I'm not the one to.
What do you think of Glock
establish.
Purdy that really caught on social media last week?
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. It's not, again, I get it. I can connect the dots, but he's not really a super gunslinger. And, he does play gunslinger-esque, but I don't know. I feel like with a Glock Purdy, you really got to have a cannon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a tired take, but there's a lot of truth to it. Nicknames just aren't what they used to be.
They're just not.
And
yeah.
maybe I don't know that that's bad, but
yeah, I don't know why it is. It's definitely bad. It's definitely bad. Nicknames, it adds to your legacy. Julius Erving is cool, but Dr. J is a legend, Magic, even, Irvin Johnson, sure, whatever. Magic Johnson, that guy was just creating things that weren't there. It's just, it doesn't really exist anymore. Even Kevin Durant was Slim Reaper. That was a really cool nickname, but it doesn't feel like they really stick as much as they used to. And it almost feels forced now.
Yeah, if you go to Basketball Reference and look up the nicknames for a lot of these guys, 80% of them are ones that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
But even a guy like Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have a nickname, right?
He
Patrick
should, though.
Mahomes doesn't have a nickname, which shows you nicknames in sports are dead.
Yeah.
For better or worse. They're just
gone. Yeah. Maybe is it a notoriety thing where maybe in the past, again, Magic Johnson, that's really marketable, where in Dr. J, selling Converse. Whereas now it's these guys are marketable just being themselves. They don't have to be this caricature.
I think a big part of it, there are exceptions, but a big part of it is it used to be we got everything we knew about sports through the media, through the writers.
Right.
And so writers would make up nicknames.
Right.
Now we have the players have more direct access to us through social media and they're on TV more. And they don't come up with nicknames for themselves for the most part. Some guys
that's
do.
A great point. And
that's also a great point about the writers. There hasn't been a serial killer nickname in a long time either. There's no Night Stalker out there anymore.
I'm sure there is.
Oh man, miss those days.
Yeah,
huh?
you know what?
Wow.
That's a great point. There isn't enough.
Did you notice that the show just came to an absolute stop right there? And it even went backwards just a couple revolutions on that one note. It's just and here we are, Junior.
I might have been watching a documentary about Dorothea Puente last night.
Dude is a
that brings
menace.
it
He's a
home.
menace.
That is so crazy.
That brings it home. By the way, I know you don't
the
like
worst
Seattle,
part about
right?
not having nicknames.
Correct.
I saw a documentary, not something somebody
crazy.
made up. A documentary that said there are more serial killers in like Seattle in that area than anywhere else.
I mean, like if I live there,
Rains too much.
my God.
All right.
I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Like
Sometimes
it rains
you
a lot there.
Yeah, it's wet and wild up there for sure.
If
things
you're just going to
happen.
stare out a window all day, you're going to have some thoughts.
Anyway, no need to stare out a window.
I would like to apologize to everybody now.
No need to stare out a window if you live around here October 1st, Sunday, October 1st. Of course, you have the NFL going on. But the Golden One Center is going to be hosting a 3-on-3 International Cup.
Oh, yeah, let's do
FIBA
it.
3-on-3 International
Us
Cup,
three?
October
Yes.
1st. Jimmer's in it.
Jimmer!
That's exciting.
This
That
this
is
was
his
announced
incredible
I think, last
return.
month. Yeah. Let's see. You got the 36x49 compact half court, 12-second clock.
Oh,
Yeah, 3x3 International Cup showcases excitement, electricity, entertainment
okay.
of 3-on-3 basketball. This is not the big three.
Yes.
This
Very
is
important distinction.
FIBA, and I think there's actually a chance for teams to qualify for things like the Olympics.
Right? Yeah, because I think Jimmer was on the Olympic team for 3-on-3, which
I think he has 3-on-3 gold at least.
I think so.
FIBA gold. I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know about the Olympic gold. I know he got the FIBA gold, and they're really trying to push this as a thing. I don't know if it's like NBA sponsored or anything like that, but they're really trying to push this 3-on-3 basketball as like a future of basketball kind of event. And I'm not really buying it. It's got some interesting rules. Like you just kind of take out after a made shot, you just kind of clear it. And then like, there's no stopping. Like there's just constant game flow. It's interesting. And it's cool that Jimmer will, he'll be making his return to Sacramento.
Tickets start at $20, and at events, there's games going on like all day. You definitely get your money's worth. But are you okay with the way I said it? Because technically, I was wrong, and I don't know if anyone's called me on it. Because I said he was a first-round draft choice of the Kings. Technically,
Okay.
it was, I think,
Picking nits here.
Milwaukee
Yes.
who traded him to the Kings in a 3-team deal that included Charlotte. So
Yes. Okay. That's what I was going to say. Because I know the Kings initially drafted, quote unquote, Bismack Biyombo, traded him from 7 to 10, took Jimmer, got back John Selmans as well for the return. And
but he essentially was a King's first-round pick, right?
I mean,
Okay.
I cannot believe that you really pulled that video was huge. Like Jimmer, like that was literally around the Teach Me How to Dougie time. And that kid, was it a kid? I think a kid made that Teach Me How to Jimmer song and video. And I'm ashamed at how many times, not I personally, but a group that I was in
And
watched
yet-
that.
Whatever.
And yet,
I was not a Jimmer guy.
that's not even the
believe
low
it or
point
not.
of this segment. If you could,
That's incredible. That is an incredible fact. That's actually a fact, to quote our man Draymond, because it's just incredible. It's what a great segment this was.
so here's my
We're all
question.
part of the same
Yes.
miracle.
Absolutely.
With Jimmer coming back,
Yeah.
to Golden One,
The glorious
if you took
return.
all the great Kings teams,
Yeah. All of
and there,
them.
yeah, when there have been a handful of really good ones.
Yeah.
You took the 3 best players off of each of the. You could do the bad teams too, for
Sure.
that matter.
Yeah. I mean,
And you had a tournament.
mhm.
Who's winning that 3-on-3 tournament?
It's
And
tough.
of course, we got to
yeah.
assume that the guys that played a while ago that
Yeah.
they're back and they're full strength.
Prime.
Not, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a 2K thing where it's like, yeah,
That's
you're
exactly
getting
right.
them in their prime.
And do you
Um,
think this is survey poll worthy?
Oh,
YouTube poll
absolutely.
worthy. Okay.
Absolutely. Because there's like 3 or 4 that really stick out. Like, I mean, obviously the big one would be Webb, Peja, and Vlad. Webb, Peja, and Bibby. That'd definitely be a 1 seed.
I agree, but it might be more fun to put J. Will in there, even though Bibby probably deserves it more.
You're not wrong. It would be more fun, and maybe 3-on-3 basketball would provide Jay Will a little even more space for creativity. I mean, are you trying to win or are you trying to have a good entertainment
We'd like
product?
to win. We want a lot of people coming.
Okay, then Jay Will is fine. Yes. So that's fine. Jay Will, Peja, and Webb are
Okay,
fine.
can I come up with the next one then?
Absolutely.
I'd go Boogie and Gay.
Yep.
And Isaiah Thomas.
Absolutely. That would probably be the number 2 seed, because if you were to use the current squad, it'd obviously be Fox and Sabonis, but then that third person is kind of, they're lagging a little bit. Like it's either
I bet you Monk would be the better 3-on-3.
Monk would definitely be the best 3-on-3 option. And I think you kind of got to put him like, I guess, Keegan or HB, but that just isn't. I think Malik Monk's the right choice.
Yeah.
I think Monk's the right choice.
And I think in actual competitions, you probably have at least 4 guys, but obviously they don't play at the same time. Yeah. So then we would need one more team.
Let's try and do a pre-2000s. That's what I would say. Unless you want to do like 90, a Bano, Omri Caspi, Tyreek. Yeah. Spencer Hawes can be thrown in there. That's a real murderer's row.
I was thinking like, what was that 96 team? You had Mitch, I don't know, Spud. And then
Can we do Mitch again? Can we have 2 Mitches since this is 2K? Can we just yeah, that's tough. Maybe not. Maybe we can just
Mitch
do
and Rooney.
Can we just have like a pre-2000s like just everything, you know, we can do Theus, we can do Mitch, and who do you want to have as a big?
Theus and Mitch and I was going to say Hassan Whiteside, but he's not. He doesn't go back far
unfortunately. Anybody. This is more your
Sal
wheelhouse.
Thompson,
whoever you want to put.
Tank Thompson.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
There we go.
We'll get that up there. On,
yeah.
Wow. So
I like it.
Theus. And what is that team? That's just
pre-2000s, I guess.
All right. I feel like there's a center I'm missing there. But Theus and Mitch,
young Otis
and
Thorpe.
Tank Thompson. Yes, Otis Thorpe was good.
There you go.
Yeah, nothing against Tank. Tank was good too.
Yeah.
But Otis Thorpe would be great.
Yeah.
Peja, J. Will, Webb. Let's see, Fox, a bonus Monk.
Yeah.
And then was the other one was
IT, Boogie, and Rudy. You know, I mean, again, I think the favorites would be Webb, Peja, and J. Will, but don't sleep on DeMarcus, Rudy, and IT. That's a lot of scoring right there.
All right. We'll get that up there so you can cast your votes. Vote early, vote often. Up next, if you're going to take shots at the other team's coach, you got to do better than this, especially when the other coach is prime time. It's next with Watkins and Whitey on Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Sunny skies this afternoon with temperatures heating up into the mid-90s. Forecast high for downtown Sacramento, 95 degrees. Winds will be fairly light and will cool nicely overnight tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
There's just something about fall that makes me want to enjoy every moment. The changing leaves, the pumpkin patches, and you know what else won't last? Quick Quack's new pumpkin spice scented car wash. Text SPICE to 41284 to get 50% off any wash.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smile way. Elk Grove Kia.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
When every shot counts, the professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio encourage you to try the brand new Titleist T-Series irons. Irons designed to enhance your play through control, distance, flight, forgiveness, looks, sound, and feel. With 4 T-Series models, the fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time. And really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet. It was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain. I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Happy Thursday. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. NFC champs Philadelphia Eagles try and shake off their Week 1 uninspiring performance as they host the Minnesota Vikings tonight for some good old Thursday night football. You, of course, can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports with our pregame festivities tipping off at 4:30 right after Whitey and Watkins, and kickoff scheduled for 5:15. On Sunday, you can tap in with us as a faithful touchdown at SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. Our pregame coverage kicks off at noon right here on Sactown Sports and over at SactownSports.com. And finally, we want to lace you up with the latest leaderboard standings from the Fortnite Championship at Silverado Resort in Napa. This update is proudly provided by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Currently, the Australian Lucas Herbert sits alone atop the leaderboard with 9 under and back in the clubhouse. Kim Sung-young's day 1 in the books as well with 7 under. And finally, Kelly Craft and Jason Duffner tied at 3rd with 6 strokes under, also all done for the day. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. And now back to more Whitey and Watkins.
Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
Poll is up. Sactown Sports YouTube channel. Who do you got in a Kings all-time 3-on-3 tournament? Theus, Richmond, Thorpe. No votes. Weber, Peja, J. Will. 50% of the vote. Not many precincts have reported yet, and the voting is still going on. Cousins, Gay, Isaiah Thomas. No votes. Fox, Sabonis, Monk. Oh, they have now taken the lead. Fox, Sabonis, Monk taking the lead. And I'm actually stupid enough to try to answer this realistically. I'm really trying to think who would win. And I think I would go with the Weber, Peja, J. Will team just because nobody else in that whole group shoots like Peja.
It's a good point. That's a really good point. And Peja's also got like the size as well. That's That's pretty lethal, and it would be really, really tough to stop. And Weber's, versatile enough as a big to kind of, Cousins will probably be an issue for him, but a guy like Sabonis, he should be able to hold his weight around. And that team obviously had the most success probably of anybody else as well. So, they've got a lot of things working in their favor, and but I'm telling you, don't sleep on that IT Gay and Cousins. I just think that's a lot of scoring to have to deal with.
No votes.
Incredible. Come on, people. I'm not going to sway the vote. They're all fine choices.
You're going to have to.
No,
you're going to have to convince us why we should consider them. Vote for them.
I mean, it's I could go down it. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins is his size is going to be something I don't know if any of those other big men are going to be able to deal with. He's also got the ability to stretch the floor. None of those other bigs have that ability. Rudy Gay is kind of a 5-tool player. He can do a little bit of everything, not really excellent at one specific thing, but has enough athleticism, I think, to mess around with some of those other guys. And he can shoot the ball. He's definitely nowhere near Peja, but he also matches Peja's size. So there's that. And then IT is just an absolute bucket.
I think people look at this, and part of the problem, it's very early. It's not really a problem, but part of the issue for people not voting for Cousins, Gay, and IT is because it's just that era is like, it wasn't my favorite era of Kings basketball.
Definitely not. And I understand that. And there wasn't a lot of positives to take, but those three were pretty much the biggest positives to have in that era. And, some argue that they were really close to figuring it out, and they just never really had the
we'll get Michael
support
Malone to
staff
coach
around them. If we can get Michael Malone to coach him, that's the team I'm taking. Exactly. We're running it back. Just the level of intensity. He's the only person to get through to DeMarcus Cousins. So, I mean, I would love Mike Brown, but I would take Mike Malone in that coaching advantage as well.
Hey, we running this back. We running this back.
Come on.
From the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. From the 209, need more Sauce Castillos. Yeah, we couldn't quite find a spot for him.
Yeah, there was no way DeMarcus
he can be a backup for one of those.
That
team, I guess. Right?
There's no way DeMarcus would allow him on the team.
6th man on a 5-man roster.
I think that's fitting. Maybe that. Yeah. Maybe if DeMarcus needed like a pregame punching bag or something, he would love to have Nick, but really not much use for Sauce Castillo in this 3. Though, I mean, if Jimmer's killing it, who am I to say that Sauce Castillo wouldn't have his moment as well?
That's right. Yeah, we should have put Jimmer in there somewhere.
I guess so, yeah. Maybe he could have replaced IT, I guess. But
with the current team and also with that Weber, Peja, J-Will team, you probably could come up with 2 from each of those rosters, probably come up with 2 different teams. 3-on-3, that would be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can even have like who would be the remaining Doug. You could have, a Mike, Doug, and Vladi like that. That's competing. Like I don't know where they would finish on the totem pole, but that's also a really good team.
Yeah, get a chance to look at that. Sactown Sports YouTube channel. Thanks for participating in the chat today. College coaches sometimes will take shots at each other. Sometimes they take the high road. Jay Norvell, Colorado State, he tried to play it both ways. Initially, as he talked about this upcoming game against Colorado and Deion Sanders, he was complimentary. Let's see. Earlier in the week, this is what Norvell said about Coach Sanders. Deion Sanders has had a lot of public critics. I'm not one of them. I really respect all head coaches and the sacrifices they've had to make to become head coaches, and I appreciate the path they have to go through to get there, especially African-American coaches. I was happy to see Deion get his opportunity. I had to wait a long time to get mine. Okay, that was Jay Norvell earlier this week.
For sure. Not much about that.
Yeah. Well, now.
So what's the story?
He said yesterday during his weekly radio show, I don't care if they hear this in Boulder.
Okay.
I told ESPN, I took my hat off and I took my glasses off. I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. Deion Sanders
sounds a little salty.
Likes to wear sunglasses and
he does, yeah.
Hats when he does interviews.
That's part of his swag, I don't have a problem with it. I think I hear kind of what he's trying to say there, and I don't understand it. I definitely don't co-sign the message.
No, initially he said, I don't really want to talk about Sanders right now.
Yeah, well, and the fact that he said, I'm not one of those people who's been critical of Deion. Next day, let me tell you something about Deion Sanders. Get out of here, bro. Come on. Like, you're not going to take him serious. Like, Mike McDaniel, he wears sunglasses and a hat and talks a little, loose with media. Like, are we not going to take Mike McDaniel seriously? Like, Deion Sanders is 2-0 right now. I don't see what the issue is with him wearing a hat and some sunglasses while speaking to the media. What's the problem?
It's dumb enough and unnecessary as it is. Like, you just don't need to go there. But then when that's what my mother taught me. Well, I realize you're taking a shot at Deion Sanders' mother. And I know you didn't mean to, but that's what you're doing. Why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, it also, yeah. I mean, I don't understand any of the comments that he's trying to make there. And it kind of feels like he's trying to say something else. And the comments were just very unnecessary. Yeah. Like, why are you taking shots at Deion's mom or how he's raised? And, obviously Deion has 2 sons on his team as well. So, like, I don't want to, I'm not trying to, like, slippery slope or write things that aren't there, but, like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think you agree with this. You can't help but read this and wonder if there's code in there.
Yes.
And maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but that's on him.
Right.
For leaving that open to interpretation, for going anywhere near that, where you would look at that and go, I wonder if he's really, if there's a racial tone to this.
Yes.
Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But if he doesn't go anywhere near those things, and if he deals with this differently, we don't have a chance to wonder that.
Right. Absolutely. Like, and just like, I just don't. Yeah. Like, if he's not trying to say something else, then, like, seriously, I'm legitimately curious. What is the issue with wearing sunglasses and wearing a hat and wearing a hoodie? Like, seriously, what is your problem with it? Like, if someone's going to ask you a question, you better make sure to look them in the eyes and give them a response. Like, it's not, 1964 anymore. Like, it's okay. Like, those kind of manners or whatever you want to say, they don't really exist anymore.
Well, this rivalry is generating a lot of attention, including College Game Day from ESPN. So, Colorado State, they're garbage. They're garbage.
They lost to Sac State last year 41
so
to
they're
nothing.
buckling a little bit under all the spotlight and the attention. Norvell said some of his players did on-camera interviews. It was great. I loved it. But our kids came out of those interviews really with a chip on their shoulder. They're tired of all that stuff. They're really tired of it. Colorado, they're not going to like us no matter what we say or do. It doesn't matter. So let's go up there and play. That's just how I feel about it.
See, I didn't know this. So does Colorado State play Colorado this week?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. See, yeah,
that's why it's a thing.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. Yeah, this guy is doing himself no favors.
No,
he's doing he's doing his team no favors, especially. Like, this feels like this is going to be a 75 to nothing beat down, and if anything, he's going to have problems after the game when Deion doesn't pull his starters until the fourth quarter to teach this guy a lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a misstep. I mean, I'm sure he didn't know what to do, and we were going to get thrashed anyway. But
got to try to make headlines for sure.
At Caesar Sportsbook this afternoon, Colorado 23-point favorite. So
I would take the over.
It
should. It definitely should. I would put Colorado plus 50 at this, or minus 50, I guess, at this point. There's no way Deion's going to take lightly to that. And I can't wait. Now I really can't wait to hear Deion's press conference. He might wear 2 pairs of sunglasses.
Yeah.
He might wear all chains that he has.
Just a stack of hats.
Yeah, just stack the hats up. Wear like 5 hoodies. Just do it on it. Like, absolutely.
That's an unforced error right there.
Exactly. This guy's asking for it.
Coming up, meet your 2023 NBA non-stars next with Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Jeep Adventure Days?
Right now, save up to $10,500 off MSRP when you lease the all-new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xE. And you can even lease the all-new 2024 Sport S Wrangler 4xE for only $459 a month.
Sorry, Chad, I must have misheard you. Did you say 2024 Wrangler 4xE?
You heard that right. The brand new 2024s. And that's not it. If you've been looking at the Jeep Gladiator, you can save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Jeep Gladiators.
Wow, take advantage of these savings before they're gone at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. See their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
10,500 total net savings applies to lease only after 8,500 factory rebates and 2,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 7,500 federal tax credits, subject to change without notice. Lease term is 36 months with $49.95 due at signing plus tax, title, and license on approved credit through Stellantis. 10,000 miles per year limit with 25-cent per mile charge for excess. 12,000 total net savings on select 2023 Gladiators after 6252 rebates and 5348 dealer discounts. Rebates include 500 first responder bonus cash for current members of eligible First Responders Association. Private agent net savings. See dealer for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Safe Credit Union is our local community-based financial partner, and they are committed to the well-being of their members. Jason Ross here, and we all work hard to reach our financial goals, and banking with Safe helps make that a reality. Because with Safe, you always get competitive rates on savings and loans, so you can spend less and save more for your future. If you're not a member yet, give Safe a try and discover all that truly makes Safe one of the best credit unions in California. Join today at safecu.org/join. Safe Credit Union is insured by NCUA.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Get your retirement savings to play ball with your retirement plan. Call Cap Trust today at 916-924-7527 or log on to captrust.com.
Innovation Refunds has been asking small business owners to see if they might be eligible for a payroll tax refund through the Employee Retention Credit, also known as the ERC. What is that? It's a tax refund for businesses that had kept employees on payroll for parts of 2020 and 2021. So if you're a small business owner who had 5 or more full-time W-2 employees, you can learn about your ERC eligibility by visiting innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to speak with a team member like Bill Goodman did. He's one of the owners of Ford & Goodman, an accounting firm in Richardson, Texas. He's a CPA, didn't think his business would qualify until he spoke with Innovation Refunds. So go to innovationrefunds.com to determine your eligibility. If you qualify, you could be on your way to receiving money for your business. There's no upfront charge. They don't get paid unless you get paid. Go to innovationrefunds.com or dial 1-843-REFUNDS. That's innovationrefunds.com or 1-843-REFUNDS. Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal service. They work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Good news for you, Chris Watkins. Sactown Sports YouTube poll here. Who you got in the Kings 3-on-3 tournament? Your team, Cousins, Gay, Isaiah Thomas, they're on the board.
That was me.
Okay.
That was my vote.
Well, bless you for being
so
honest.
They are on the board, and I just had to open the floodgates a little, and then once people see, I guess you don't see the result until after you vote, but just people vote for that.
Fox Sabonis Monk.
I got an idea.
Fox Sabonis Monk leading the way. Theus Richmond Thorpe Still not on the board yet.
You
That'd
know,
be,
it's a YouTube poll. People who are on YouTube are youngsters. They don't know
Right.
nothing about that era of Kings basketball.
yeah, we could have an all-time franchise throwback roster. Oscar Robertson and
Oh my
Nate
gosh.
Archibald and somebody.
And
my guy Jerry Lucas.
Jerry Lucas has to be involved. I mean, you look at his numbers. Yeah, the unretired Jerry Lucas number. Yeah, absolutely.
I've got something for you. That we're still the NBA world is still a buzz over with the new rules, the player participation policy. I've got 2 quotes, and I want you to tell me who said these 2 things. But
Okay.
wait until you hear both. Okay.
Okay.
All right. This first one is from February of 2023. Quote, the suggestion that these men somehow should just be out there more for the league's own sake, I don't buy into. This year, we're going to likely break the all-time record for ticket sales. So our fans aren't necessarily suggesting that they're that upset with the product that we're presenting.
Okay.
Okay. This is number 2, who said this. If you're a healthy player in this league, the expectation is that you're going to play. This is ultimately about the fans, and we've taken load management too far.
Well, the first one I believe was Adam Silver at the All-Star game.
That's correct.
Okay. The second one.
Second one's also Adam Silver.
Okay, I was like, the second one also sounds like it was Adam Silver, maybe like last week. Okay.
Yeah, it was yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
you remember that at the All-Star game?
I do, yeah.
Load management, that's
It's-
good.
yeah,
Fans
it's like-
over- the fans are telling us they don't mind.
It was the strangest thing. It was, I mean, yeah, I was in the room when he said it. And it was one of those moments where, like sometimes people say things and then there's like a murmurs that go around almost instantly. It was one of those cases where fans don't seem to mind. And then you can kind of see everyone just kind of look at the reporter next to them. Like, did this guy really just say that fans don't seem to mind it? Yeah. But at the same time, yeah, Adam says 4 months later, it's just gone too far.
We've taken this
It's
too
gone
far.
way too far. It went from completely not a problem, not an issue, actually even had numbers. He was like, actually, when you look at it, like there's no dip in attendance and viewership has never been higher. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, like this has become a very serious issue.
We've gone too far.
And if it's not addressed now, I'm worried for the state of our league.
We'll see if they get anything accomplished here. Interestingly, the new rule, as you probably know, the new policy actually supplies us with a definition of what a star player is. So by the NBA's definition of what a star player is,
okay,
for the purposes of figuring out who you can apply this policy to, here now are your 2023 NBA non-stars.
Okay.
All right.
It's like the Monstars and the All-Stars.
These guys are not stars
neither.
according to the new policy, but they're the best of the non-stars.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook.
Okay. Congrats, Russ. You're
Brandon
officially not a star.
Ingram.
Wow. That's actually really surprising. Okay.
Golden State Warriors have a representative. His name is Klay Thompson.
Wow. Klay hasn't made any wow, that's shocking.
From the New York Knicks. From the New York Knicks, say hello to Jalen Brunson.
Oh, that's sad. That's going to change soon. This will be his last year as a non-star, I feel like.
Representing the Philadelphia 76ers on the non-stars, Tyrese Maxey.
He's too young. I guess at this point he just hasn't been able to earn it, but that's okay. That's great for the Sixers. I mean, and for the Warriors as well. The fact that Klay doesn't count towards the resting, I mean, that's
2 other youngsters from the Toronto Raptors. Former Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes.
Interesting. So Rookie of the Year officially doesn't count then. All
From
right.
the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero. And rounding out our non-star squad, from the world champion Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray.
Wow. Buried the lead a little bit there. Jamal Murray not being in that list is
Those are not stars.
How has he not been an all-star? Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe Jamal Murray has not been an all-star, all-NBA, nothing. Wow, that's crazy. Well,
Now,
that's a great list of players.
Keep in mind that could change if any of these guys makes the All-Star team this year. Boom, they're stars.
So
According
then
to the league's definition.
So your rest policy could change mid-season.
That is exactly right. The rules won't apply to you the same until you're he's a star now.
Do you want to go through that list one more time just so I make sure I have it all?
Russell Westbrook,
Yes.
Brandon Ingram, Klay Thompson, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, I had Scotty Barnes, Paolo Banchero, and Jamal Murray.
Wow.
And I'd love for you. ESPN has a list of the players who are stars. So then you go through that. And I'd love for you, if you ever have time, tonight.
Yes.
Third quarter. I don't know how good a game's going to be. Maybe I'll have some spare time.
Maybe, probably.
Love
definitely.
to see which names jump out at you as non-stars.
Absolutely. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. I'll even take a look at it during this break and I'll come back to you.
I appreciate what the league's trying to do. Good luck.
It just feels like a hollow gesture. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll have a positive mindset going into it that it'll help, but I just don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah. The season is too long.
It is. I mean, at the end of the day, 82 games is just, it's about 10 to even like 15 too much. And we know that that's not going to change anytime soon. So,
we have a tie, by the way, in the 3-on-3 tournament.
Hey,
poll. Weber, Peja, J. Will tied now with Fox and Bonus Monk. That could go any which way. And coming up next, back to the 49ers. You look at a lot of these power rankings. You don't really need to do that. We're better than that. But if you look at them, the 49ers are on top of a lot of them. Can the 49ers really be considered the best team in the league with so many offensive line question marks? We'll take a hard look at that. We dare to go where no one else dares to go. Next year, Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. The 49ers head to LA to take on their longtime rival, the Rams.
Touchdown! Pre-game starts at noon with the kickoff at 1:05.
On Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Attention, all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heating and Air. It's the end of summer blowout on all their systems. Right now, $2,500 off full systems, as low as $34 a week. And now American Energy Heating and Air offering a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high-efficiency units. Look, the uncomfortable becomes comfortable with American Energy Heating and Air. They've been around since 1981, making the greater Sacramento area proud with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And as always, their goal is to exceed your expectations, exceed them of the heating and air industry, valuing the customer experience and making your home comfortable. It's that simple. Go to American Energy Heating and Air and get yourself a free Wi-Fi smart thermostat of your choice on high-efficiency units.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Oh, he's back.
Who's back?
The clown.
The naked one?
Yes, Giggles. He just drove on the lot in a new Kia.
What, does he want to trade it in?
No, he wants to show it off.
Isn't he showing off enough? Oh, here he comes.
See what Elk Kia did for me? That's service. That's why they got my business, not you.
Yeah, I think we've already seen too much of your business. Thank you.
Elk Grove Kia. Great service for everyone.
Elk Grove Kia has never made it easier for you to show it off. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry, our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. Get your next Kia today at Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com and show it off today.
Elk Grove Kia.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Come out to the Marysville Stampede, happening September 16th and 17th at Cotton Rosser Arena. Get your tickets at marysvillestampede.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Happy Thursday. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. NFC champs Philadelphia Eagles try and shake off their Week 1 uninspiring performance as they host the Minnesota Vikings tonight for some good old Thursday night football. You, of course, can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports with our pregame festivities tipping off at 4:30 right after Whitey and Watkins, and kickoff scheduled for 5:15. On Sunday, you can tap in with us as a faithful touchdown at SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. Our pregame coverage kicks off at noon right here on Sactown Sports and over at SactownSports.com. And finally, we want to lace you up with the latest leaderboard standings from the Fortnite Championship at Silverado Resort in Napa. This update is proudly provided by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Currently, the Australian Lucas Herbert sits alone atop the leaderboard with 9 under and back in the clubhouse. Kim Sung-young's day 1 in the books as well with 7 under. And finally, Kelly Craft and Jason Duffner tied at 3rd with 6 strokes under. Also, all done for the day. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to more Whitey and Watkins.
Download the Sactown Sports app and listen to Whitey and Watkins on your smartphone.
Can the 49ers really be considered the best team in the NFL right now? We'll dive into that. But first, incredible goings-on, amazing happenings in our YouTube poll. Who do you got in a Kings 3-on-3 tournament? In honor of Jimmer coming back to Golden One October 1st, a 3-on-3 tournament. So who do you got? Theus Richmond Thorpe, Weber Page J. Will, Cousins Gay Isaiah Thomas, Fox Sabonis Monk. Weber Page J. Will have taken the lead.
Wow.
They have taken the lead in voting.
Surprising.
Everybody's on the board, which suggests to me
there you go.
that the great Jerry Reynolds, who's a fan of the show, he may have cast a vote for Theus Richmond Thorpe. Maybe he doesn't think they'd win. I don't know, but he knows how good those guys were. He
got to speak for the unspoken.
He has a lot better things to do than listen to our show, but I know he does give us a listen. So perhaps that's what's going on there. But everybody's on the board.
That's great.
And Weber Page and J. Will have taken lead over Fox, Sabonis, Monk.
It's unsurprising. I mean, I think you were right to add J. Will in there. That's going to add a lot more excitement to casting that vote.
Nothing against Mike Bibby.
No, it just would have felt like you're trying too hard almost to win. It is a little bit about the fun of this, and J. Will gets the people going. So it's unsurprising that they're in first.
Haxabar on the YouTube chat says Weber Fox Boogie is the best as long as Boogie's mouth is duct taped. That'd be a good team. But if you had some really good shooting, you might be able to beat that team.
Well, we've established, that the overseas players don't enjoy trash talking from the American game, and so right. I think that if this is going to be like a team that's going to go against the world, it feels like DeMarcus is really the perfect person to bring out there, because Lord knows he's gonna talk some trash, and ask Jonas Valanciunas what it feels like to be on the opposite end of a DeMarcus Cousins chewing out.
We never quite saw DeMarcus at full strength and full health playing that up and down stretch 5 game.
Yeah,
it was shortly after he got traded that he got injured,
right?
And he was never quite the same after that, and then he had more injuries. But we never really got to see a lot of that.
Yeah,
and you could tell he liked it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He really did. He enjoyed putting them up, and I think once you're right in mentioning, like, right as it felt like he was kind of getting going, and it was, merging eras of kind of, the centers are a little bit more plotting, and then DeMarcus kind of started to shoot more. And then once he got to New Orleans, it was really full steam ahead. He had a couple ridiculous stat lines in New Orleans, but you're right. Like, we never really got to see what this guy would have looked like in the true modern NBA with space and all that.
If his 3-point shooting had improved just even moderately, that would have been a sight to behold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, just in general, like,
it was pretty good.
It was good. It was
36.
Yeah, 36%, but also on pretty high volume.
Right.
If he could have been like a 38, 39, I'm not even going to imagine a 40% 3-point shooter on 3 to 4 attempts per game. Kind of like how Jokic uses his 3 now. I mean, it would have been definite shades of Jokic. Like, DeMarcus was incredibly talented. He had everything in his offensive locker. Like, he could shoot. He obviously was a bully down in the post. He had really good vision.
He's a bully even in practice.
Even in practice and even off the floor, he was a bully. Even in clubs, it didn't matter where he was a bully. But I mean, he was a ridiculous offensive weapon for sure.
Yes. Speaking of ridiculous offensive weapons, the 49ers taking on the Rams this week. I really appreciate what Kyle Shanahan was trying to do yesterday as he talked about the Rams. And, of course, any football coach especially knows you got to respect the opponent no matter what it looks like. But here's what Kyle said. He said, we have such a history with coaching staffs and the players being similar for so long.
Yeah.
Talk about the 49ers and the Rams.
Right.
There are a lot of new guys out there, and with them playing in one game, you're trying to figure out some of the new players you don't have history with.
Sure.
Once you turn the tape on and you see it, you don't know some of the guys, but you know number 99, and you know their quarterback. And then you watch the schemes, and nothing is really different. It's two really good schemes on both sides of the ball and two great players. It looks really similar, and the result was really similar to what they have had in the past.
That's crazy. You know how hard it must be for Kyle Shanahan, who's like a football junkie, to just kind of watch tape and be like, is this college? Like, is this like the Rams practice squad? No, these are the real guys. Okay. Like, I guess that makes sense. Like, he's at Aaron Donald's right there. So I guess this is the first team. But I mean, that's what this Rams team is truly. Like, it's a bunch of rookies. I think I saw that like 45, like I think legitimately 50% of their initial training camp 90-man roster was rookies and undrafted free agents. Like, they are doing a complete overhaul of their roster right now, and they're trying to do that competitive rebuild thing, but they're definitely leaning a lot more towards the young angle of that, and trying to hold on with the old guys as much as they can.
I was looking up today on a Rams site, top 5 matchups.
Yeah.
And they'd have like Fred Warner against it's like, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. For most of the Rams, obviously Aaron Donald, as we said,
right,
and Spencer Burford or whatever. But some of these are like, I think that's pro 49ers there because I don't know who the other guy is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bless you. Like, yes, that is technically the matchup that will be happening, but it's not gonna favor the Rams, I think, in any of the matchups. Yeah, I mean, you look at offensive line versus defensive line. Sure, absolutely. Aaron Donald carries a lot of weight, but I mean, there's not much else there, and the 49ers offensive line is definitely
tip of the helmet. They're NFL players, but
they have become that. Yes,
there's definitely an element of a mismatch. Too much of this game.
Everywhere on the field.
All that said, people overreacting to things in week 1 of the NFL season. I know I certainly do. But one of the things that's common right now is on these power rankings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love those, don't we?
Why do we have them?
Clicks.
Okay.
I think that's legitimately the only answer.
49ers are atop of many of the power rankings. Can they legitimately be considered the best team in the NFL right now, given the issues that they clearly had last week, the right side of the offensive line?
Yes, I think so. Is it a weakness? Yes, but it's one weakness in a team just full of strengths. And it's what's naturally going to happen. And as we talked about yesterday, with the cap space they have, it doesn't have to be a weakness for much longer. So if that's the one big weak spot that they have, it seems like kicker is no longer a weak spot as well. So
isn't it incredible how quickly things change?
It really is. I miss it. I miss making fun of Jake Moody's misses. If that's
I was always on board.
You were a day one Moody hive. There was, if if you have one weakness and it's your offensive line, that's totally fine. Like, it's not ideal. Definitely you'd love to have a great offensive line, and that kind of patches up a lot of other issues. But with the talent that the 49ers have, they can absolutely still be considered the best team in the NFL, even with their right sideline issues. Absolutely.
I think they really don't know for sure how bad it is.
And that's the thing,
TJ
too,
Watt
right.
caved him in last week.
Mhm.
But, I mean, part of what Shanahan was saying this week is they'll be better. McKivitz will be better at right tackle just because he's playing someone other than TJ Watt. However, Aaron Donald moves around.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's like a predator
Yeah, it
smelling
smells
blood.
weakness, right?
I smell Colt McKivitz. Where's he? Oh,
exactly.
I'm lining up over here.
For sure, absolutely. And defenses, they're absolutely going to scheme for that. Like, he doesn't have to go against Burford every time. He doesn't. Excuse me. He doesn't. He can go to the outside. They can stunt. They can do a ton of crafty things to get different matchups on him. And I'm sure they're going to do that. But to your point, like, it's not going to be going against TJ Watt every single down. And I think you're right to point out that we really don't even know how big of a weakness it is. Like, is it just that right side is an average to slightly below average, when it comes to line play? I think you can survive that. The problem would be if, no, it's one of the worst, like, that right side is one of the worst in the NFL. And yes, you have a really good left side, but it's almost a moot point because of how bad the right side is. That's when it's an issue, but I don't think we know that yet.
I suspect they can overcome it, but I think it's going to be an issue that they're going to have to address.
People are going to target it for sure. I mean,
Yes.
especially if that's your glaring weak point. Like, if you got to look for the one little hole in the Death Star and that's it. Like, yeah, you're going to continue to pepper that until you really have, like, till you see some damage. And
I think
that's what every team's going to do. Yeah.
You're right, and it's a relative weakness, certainly, but I think it may be an honest-to-goodness weakness where I'm not sure McKivitz is good enough to be your every down.
I think it's fair concern.
Right tackle.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know for sure, but I think I suspect it's something they're going to have to upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. But the good news is they can, and when they do, or if they do, it's not just like, okay, let's get a serviceable right. They can get the best that that money can buy with the cap space they have. And so that's kind of why, I mean, even if it is a weak spot, the 49ers can address it and then some. They can really make it turn it from a weakness to almost into a strength, depending on who they can go out and get. Like, we were talking about it yesterday, but like, this is part of the foolproofing of this lineup that the 49ers have done a great job in setting themselves up for. Like, even if this is a weakness, it might not be a weakness for much longer if it continues to be a weakness.
Don't you think that that's one of the things that we fail to recognize about football when we watch it is the offensive line play is so important. And when a team is really compromised there, like Seattle against the Rams last week, Seattle, I think 2 of their guards were out and 2 of their guards were out this week. And I'm not kidding you now, but to be honest, like tonight, your team is really up against it.
Trouble.
The center's out and the left tackle is questionable against the Eagles.
The Eagles, who might have, if not the 49ers, they might have the best defensive line in football. Like, they have incredible D tackles, both from Georgia, who cause absolute havoc. And I mean, they're I don't need to tell Niner fans about how good the Eagles defensive line is. They know it's a problem. And the offensive line is almost criminally underrated in terms of team building. Like, people always think, get the quarterback first. If you're building a team, go get Trevor Lawrence and then everything else will figure out. Well, how many times do we have to see that you can get Trevor Lawrence, but if Trevor Lawrence doesn't have time, he's going to look like Baker Mayfield. And until you properly protect your quarterback, the line can fix a lot of issues. You can have an average quarterback who now all of a sudden, if you can sit back there and get comfortable, you can have a bad quarterback look great. It improves your running game. It just does so much for your team that I think you're right. Like, an offensive line, it can kill you, but it can also really, really uplift your team.
Judge Verlade, I need to get your opinion on something here. We have a YouTube comment. I need you to score it. And Simone too. 0 to 10. 0 is like, it's terrible. 10 is like, great. And I think it has to be like a 7 to be a Chat of the Day nominee, right?
Yeah, that seems fair.
I think it has to average out at least a 7 to be nominated. This is from CK916 talking about Moody. He misses a kick this Sunday. Fans will be singing the Moody Blues. If you could score that, please, in the control room.
Go ahead.
please.
I will give that a 4.5.
What?
Favorable judge.
Really? Are we doing it out of 5? Because I was gonna go
No, out of 10. That's a 4.5.
Okay. I was gonna say 8 or 9. I really like
Wow.
it.
I was gonna say 1.
Really?
Moody
CK,
Blue.
you got my vote.
Bruh, Moody Blues. Come on.
Oh, Simone almost helped you earn nominee status, but Chris.
I was not asked to be a part of the council, so it's not on me. I'm not a judge. No, I'm not a judge. These two are in the
Chris's are in agreement.
The Moody Blues. I mean, it just is giving me. Yeah, I'm hearing the saxophone. It's all happening.
Blues and nature moody.
Yeah, but there's a band called the Moody Blues.
See
way,
that
way back,
and that was way over my head.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
All right.
Still don't like it.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't like your chances, but we appreciate it, and it's
You
always
get some input too. Maybe if you want to put that
Well, I
at a
liked
10,
it. I
it's
liked
all about
it.
average.
It's definitely a 6 to me, 6 or 7.
Yeah, I was generous.
Okay. Simone said it's out of 5.
Simone loves
That's
it.
hilarious. That's
All
hilarious.
right, coming up next. Hey, everybody in football loves the deep ball, right? Everybody.
Everyone. Yeah, absolutely.
Then why is it disappearing?
Hmm.
The answer to this mystery is next. Whitey and Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports.
And then I was selling pretzels out of a cart in San Francisco at
Really?
the time.
Like the people who sell them at the arena or at the stadiums. Like, did you have like a holler,
Like a pretzel barker? No.
pretzel, something like that? I don't know.
How would that have gone again?
I don't want to do
Oh,
it
please, it was so
in case
good.
Chris. I'm sure Chris already cut it. Actually, he can. Pretzel. God, I hate him so much.
It's Whitey and Watkins from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sactown Sports.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep, switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
Looks like the long ball maybe going away. You know what is going away at McDonald's? And I love McDonald's. I do. But at McDonald's, the self-serve drink area may be going away.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Super interesting. I wonder if it's like to keep homeless people out or something. Maybe they feel like, oh, they're just sitting there and grabbing drink. That's like that was the only thing I could.
From what I
assume.
read,
It's
a lot of it has
friendly.
to do with because of the pandemic. People are driving through more than ever. They don't go in.
Oh.
And
Oh,
they're
so
and
it's
they're
just like-
downsizing the actual restaurants
Yeah.
and making them smaller because not as many people go in.
Maybe it'll be like a Sonic where they don't even have an inside eventually.
Yeah, I think they're leaning that way. But it also, yeah, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
I feel like a couple years ago they made this big push to like renovate all of their insides because they were on it to be like a higher level of dining than
Things
just
change,
fast
man.
food. I guess so. I mean,
I
that's
also remember about 10 years ago. Do you guys remember this? Had you heard of this? I remember reading that at a major league field, and I think it was Target Field, they were going to have like the self-serve stuff for beer. And I thought, that's a terrible idea. I don't know if they did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah.
I thought that's going to be just a sloppy, drunken mess.
Yeah, that's not a great idea. There's a couple like self-pour places in town. Like there's a place downtown called The Bank that has like self-pour, and it's a little like there's a ton more taps, and I think it's also not really like your fratty kind of vibe, or definitely not like hardcore sport fan vibe, and I could definitely it's a good idea for if you are in an enclosed environment that's controlled.
Outside, the center field bleachers. Or
yeah,
I just
that's not a good idea. Yeah, there's no way that's a good idea. You're gonna get people pushing and shoving, and I'm sure someone's gonna figure out how to break the tap and just have that thing pour out completely. Feels like a bad idea. Yeah. Just don't leave alcohol unattended at sporting events.
There's this lovely Taco Bell right on the beach at Pacifica, and they serve adult beverages, and the adult beverages you can pour yourself, but it's from the bottom up. So I made the mistake of accidentally touching the bottom, and everything poured out. So yeah, I don't know if I like it.
Wait, it's from the bottom up?
Yeah, so you
put it down.
Yep, and then it dispenses from the bottom.
Oh, I feel like
so
that's not your fault.
Move your hand.
Thanks for the warning, because I definitely would have done the same thing.
Beautiful views.
That's what I hear. Yeah, it looks incredible.
But
it almost looks fake.
I'll bet you're not the only one who's done that, huh?
Yeah, there's no way.
No way.
Yeah, there's no way.
Have you ever gone to the driving range and put the money in and not put the bucket underneath?
Oh my God. I have not, but that's like a new fear unlocked.
I'm going to do it.
Have you done that before?
I don't think so.
That would be like top 3 embarrassing moments of my life.
I think I was there once, maybe when somebody did it, and I went over to the guy like at the counter. I go, how many times that day is that happening? He goes,
it happens. It happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it definitely happens.
Like you just get a text and you're like putting your money in, you go to look down, you just hit the button.
Click,
roll and grab them all.
Well, and the problem is there's no like stop button or anything, so it's just gonna keep going until those 100 balls come out.
Yep.
And there's just nothing. Everybody's looking at you. You're like, oh, geez, I promise I've golfed before. Like,
you look like you're on an episode of I Love Lucy, just trying to get everything together.
I have a friend. His name is Justin. You may know him. And he went and he told the story. He went to the driving range, and it was not as automated then as it is now. He goes to the driving range. Says, I'm going to hit some balls. So first thing he goes to like the bar. And he says, he'd never done it before. Can I get a bucket of balls? I says, well, you got to go to the driving range.
Right.
Says, okay, thanks. So he goes to the driving range and he says, yeah, I want a bucket of balls. The guy says, how big? He says, just the regular sized balls they have on TV.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy says, you don't do this a lot, do you? But he was serious.
The standard would be great.
Just a regular golf ball.
See, that one probably doesn't happen too often. That's got to be like a really.
Well, now you get your own bucket and you do it yourself. But then, yeah.
I'd like the bigger ones. You know, I'm pretty new to the game, so I want to make sure that I make contact. Yeah, exactly. It's the logic, I guess, is kind of sound. It's just. I would never think that. That's incredible. Shout out, Justin.
Hey, what is happening, Chris? You're a learned football observer. What is happening to the deep ball? We all love the deep ball, right? The bomb.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's dying.
2022 regular season, there were 3,416 attempts of 15 yards at least.
Wow.
Fewest in any season since 2006. So last year, 15 yards or more pass attempts downfield.
Yeah.
Fewer than in any season since 2006. And that trend continued through the first week of the 2023 regular season as well.
That's really interesting. I mean, because you would think, like, especially, you know, in this 49ers world we live in, the Dolphins, they're exciting. Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback. People are passing just in general more than ever. You would expect that to lead to more explosive plays than ever, but it's interesting to hear that it's actually the opposite.
Both air yards per attempt and number of passes attempted of more than 20 air yards were lower in week 1 than the 2022 averages, and they were lower than the 2022 week 1 numbers.
I wonder if that has to do with like just teams kind of being, yes, they're passing more, but just being more conservative with the pass. Like, I wonder if that has to do with kind of, you know, it's almost like a 4-point play. Like it's like a 4-pointer instead of a 3-pointer. It's like, yeah, you can shoot 40% from 3, but at this 4-point line,
the analytics.
Like essentially, yes, the analytics of it all, where it's like you just it's significantly less of a shot to get something 20 yards or more than, you know, getting something 8 yards down the field and then getting the yak after.
Some of the theories as to why this is happening have to do with defense killing the deep balls. Like, we're just not letting them get behind us.
Right. Yeah. And that was a big thing with Patrick Mahomes, and kind of the reason why people have assumed that they traded Tyreek Hill was that I think it was wasn't the Raiders. Somebody figured out essentially blanket over the top throws when you're playing the Chiefs and make them beat you in the short and intermediate routes, and they're a completely different team. And I wonder if it is that.
That's part of it, apparently. No one knows for sure. And then related to that is the fact that if the defense is deeper, oversimplification, but then I can throw a shorter pass underneath.
Easier, right?
Yak!
Yeah, exactly.
Yak!
I'm sure it's a combination of all of it. And then just the fact that athletes, I think on both sides have gotten better. You have guys who are capable of getting yak, but also with this receiver boom also comes a boom in people trying to stop said receivers. And so you have some people who may have played slot receiver now playing number one cornerback, coming up through the football ranks. So I'm sure it's a mixture of everything. Linebackers as well have gotten better in pass coverage.
I bet you're right as far as the analytics. I hadn't thought of that. Just think about which is safer. I can throw it to Tyreek Hill, 8 yards, and he's got all this daylight. Right. Or I can throw it 30 yards downfield to Tyreek Hill and hope that
how many things can go wrong
is
with
able
that?
to out wrestle a couple defenders and come up with the ball.
Not
also
to mention
on top
make
of
a
it,
good throw.
Who's running the ball anymore?
That's a great point too.
Like one of the best ways, if we prepare if we think they're going to run, go over the top.
No, you're right.
There's nothing setting it up. Yeah, it's all just passing, and there's no lulling people to it's almost like passing used to be the, oh my gosh, they're passing. Oh my God. By the time you realize it, it's over your head. And now it's, to Chris's point, if it's all passing, you're kind of just constantly staying back and playing in front of you.
Like we've seen in basketball with a 3-point shot, to a degree, these things go back and forth.
Yeah.
There's an offensive adjustment, defensive adjustment. And now one of the adjustments to what you guys are talking about is doing what the 49ers are doing, which is kind of run first, zone stretch. Yeah. So running is kind of coming back into it. But as we know, when you look at the contracts that running backs are trying to get and can't get, it's still not a part of the game that's emphasized like it used to be.
Exactly. And I mean, I think Chris said it earlier, passing, people are just passing in general more than ever as well. I saw Mac Jones through 50 plus times. Mac Jones is not
Did you watch any of that game?
Yeah, I've watched it twice on NFL Network.
How come it takes so long for his ball to get there? I never noticed that about him before.
No idea.
I was watching, it's oh my goodness, he's throwing balloons.
It's a little Derek Carr-esque where it's it almost it's not like his motion is off or anything.
You have to throw it really high or it won't get there or something.
Yeah. It's really strange, and that's
I never noticed that about him before.
Don't know what it is, but he doesn't have a strong arm.
Coming up next, it's my fault here. Bleacher Report. I let them get to me again with another one of their lists that is a blatant king snub. It's next. Whitey, Watkins, Sactown Sports.
Whitey
and Watkins
on Sactown Sports. Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Exergen is the smart choice when selecting a thermometer. As children return to school, keeping them healthy is important. Got a fever? Stay home. To detect fever accurately at home, you need a fast, non-invasive, and clinically accurate thermometer. Exergen provides all of that and is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Accuracy matters. Be smart and safe. Measure temperature accurately with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hagen Oaks wants you to know about the exciting new T-Series irons from Titleist, offering effortless speed, exceptional feel, and precise control. Working with tour pros and dedicated amateurs, Titleist T-Series are available in 4 different models. The fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at HagenOaks.com.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we
Watkins and make the world a better place. Oh, she can STEM, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
Hagen Oaks wants you to know about the exciting new T-Series irons from Titleist offering effortless speed, exceptional feel, and precise control. Working with tour pros and dedicated amateurs, Titleist T-Series are available in 4 different models. The fitting team at Hagen Oaks will find the perfect Titleist T-Series iron for you. Call 916-808-2531 to find your fit today. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Happy Thursday. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. NFC champs Philadelphia Eagles try and shake off their Week 1 uninspiring performance as they host the Minnesota Vikings tonight for some good old Thursday night football. You, of course, can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports with our pregame festivities tipping off at 4:30 right after Whitey and Watkins and kickoff scheduled for 5:15. On Sunday, you can tap in with us as a faithful touchdown at SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. Our pregame coverage kicks off at noon right here on Sactown Sports and over at SactownSports.com. And finally, we want to lace you up with the latest leaderboard standings from the Fortnite Championship at Silverado Resort in Napa. This update is proudly provided by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Currently, the Australian Lucas Herbert sits alone atop the leaderboard with 9 under and back in the clubhouse. Kim Sung-young's day 1 in the books as well with 7 under. And finally, Kelly Craft and Jason Duffner tied at 3rd with 6 strokes under. Also, all done for the day. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to more Whitey and Watkins.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
It's my fault. Bleach Report has another list that contains some king snubbage, and I'm getting upset about it. And I shouldn't. I should know better. I should know better. That's on me. But I think you'll be upset too.
We talked about this yesterday, Whitey. You can't give these things power over your life, man. It's just going to upset you.
I know. Have you seen the list, though?
I haven't. Go ahead and throw it at me. Let's be mad together.
Before we get to that, real quick here on the text line, Big Dave in Sacramento. I have done that. No bucket at Bing Maloney. Embarrassing.
Oh, man, that's incredibly embarrassing. Come on, man.
We also have PGA Pat. Let's see here. He says first time in the chat. PGA Pat,
welcome.
I work at a golf course. Remind every other customer, make sure you put the bucket down first.
Apparently it's a thing then. Okay. I mean, Hey, good on you for reminding people. I'm sure sometimes it still doesn't prevent them from messing it up, but I mean, yeah, hey, I feel like you're doing yourself. It's honestly probably, if you work at the golf course, you probably should do it as a preventative measure because something tells me the client isn't the one who's going to be picking up all those balls. Something tells me it's going to be the guy who works at the shop.
I'm guessing the conversation goes, hey, remember to put the bucket down. And the person goes like, wait, does anyone actually forget? Oh, yeah. You should see this place.
Exactly.
If he has to tell every other person, then it happens a lot.
It probably happens a lot more than what anyone would like to admit, probably.
I'll bet you, though, and I don't know if I'm speaking from experience or not, because I actually don't remember if I've done this. Maybe I have.
Feels like something you would remember.
Maybe.
It'd be pretty traumatizing.
But if you do that, if you get so embarrassed, I would assume you want to clean it up yourself. You don't want to go,
yeah,
hey,
for sure.
I need help. It's like, oh, man.
You're definitely going to try to do it, but there's also like, in that haste, something tells me you'd probably further embarrass. Like you start putting the balls in your shirt and then they fall out of your shirt. And then it's just, then you start yelling for help. And then you realize, oh, there's no one working here. And now everyone who's hitting balls is looking at you. It feels like a nightmare.
There are 3 types of people. And I think it tells a lot about the person is, if something like that happens, do you, 1, just start to clean up yourself and you're trying to do it as fast as possible so no one else would see it, which I think that's who you are. I think that's who I am.
Yeah.
2 is a person who would be like, help.
Yes.
And like still working together and other people coming and helping them out. Or 3rd, the person that it does it and then they just take off and act like nothing happened.
Oh, no. Carmichael Day.
I'm kind of somehow both of those things, to be honest.
No.
Like there is definitely a part of me that would just be like, ugh, getting out of here. Like, just gonna.
You're the worst. Do you not return your grocery cart as well?
Oh, I do.
Okay,
you already paid in this scenario. You would have already paid for it.
Yeah, but like,
you put the money.
I'm not trying to double down paying for something by like embarrassing myself, and then you actually have to go hit the balls and be that like. Because then if you already look like a rookie or an amateur or whatever, which everybody is at golf, but like you already look like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And then after embarrassing yourself and bringing all the attention, now you're going to go shank all 100 or probably 75 because you lost a ton of them. You're going to go shank all those balls and just be like, man, this was a bad hour.
Here's another one of those driving range related. Which person are you? Are you the person that ever tries to hit the guy in the pickup cart?
Every time.
Of course.
Really?
Every time.
I did an interview once for a golf magazine with the guy who drove that. And he says, everyone tries to hit me. He says, they don't know. They don't realize sometimes the ball gets in there. They hate it. He said one time he was really close
to me.
Yeah, he says, yeah, everyone tries it. He says, it's not funny. He says, one time he was pretty close.
Sure.
And so this guy tries to hit him. I was like, yeah, I'll get him. And he said, the guy did connect with the side of the cart, but the ball bounced back and hit the lady next to him.
Like, yeah.
And she had to go to the dentist. Let me just put it that way.
Once one of those things happens, sure, it's instantly not funny. I'll try to probably not do it again if I were to see that, but I mean,
I could almost
them's the breaks,
down there,
man. Like,
you think, well, I'll never hit it. Oh no, I did. But the people that go out there and try, it's a real person in there.
It's a moving target. Like, that's what it is. Like, you know, they have the flags out there. They have the yard markers that you can try and hit, but like,
Verlotta's been eerily quiet. I'm afraid.
It's a moving target.
Exactly.
Yeah, watch this drive.
Watch this drive. And I feel like Verlot almost like throws he's like, I didn't hit him with the ball.
See, but after I don't go that often, but after hearing that, I don't think I could ever do it again.
Thank you.
Isn't it scary?
Maybe
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
awful.
you know, you don't have to whip out the driver, but you know, if
like
he's close enough.
I've seen it when they're like really close to you like that. I wouldn't do it like that close because I know I would like immediately hit myself.
Right. Or there's the possibility that, maybe it does go through. And if you kill that guy, all of a sudden it's not that funny or not that great of a task. But if he's like 125 yards out, like, sorry, I'm going to whip out the pitching wedge and I'm going to try and knock it.
I hope you're not going to grab the driver if he's 125 out.
I would like to say I haven't done that, but I've been golfing I'll just say I golfed in my high school years. That's what I would say. That's how I'll respond to that.
339-1140.
The game of
golf. 1-800-920-1140. Mike joins us on Sactown Sports. Man. Hello, Mike. You would never do that, would you, Mike?
Well, funny you mentioned it. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good.
when I was growing up, I worked at my local golf course. I played junior golf there, played high school golf. And I actually ran the range truck when I was like 12, 13, 5-speed Datsun pickup truck out on the grass. And we used to play that game all day of hitting drivers off the deck and challenging everybody to try and hit the truck. It was super fun. I don't know where everybody got all soft on this topic, but I say, yeah, line them up,
it.
Put it on the deck, hit the driver, and bring it on.
Yeah, like I do.
Thanks,
I do
Mike.
feel
Sorry
like,
about that, all you picker cart drivers.
He gets hit in the no spot. I do feel like there is an element like some people are like Mike. Like there's some people who are cool. What are those things called? Ball retriever carts.
Picker cart is what I think the term that
a picker cart. Why not? Yeah, there's some cool picker cart drivers who are almost like, they're like, they're Hulk Hogan, like, I can't hear you.
Mike ran the show, but he never said he drove the cart. He just tried to hit the cart.
I now that you mentioned that, are you thinking of Stomper out at
oh man,
where was that? At Top Golf?
I was at Top Golf. So like, what was it? That was probably like 4 years ago at this point.
No, that had to be over 5 years ago because we were still at Madison.
So, yeah. So it was like 5 or 6 years ago. We had this station event out at Top Golf. It was the A's were I don't know.
You didn't try to hit Stomper the mascot.
No, Stomper kind of, for better or worse, Stomper pretty much got us exiled from Top Golf.
Egged him. He was egging people on to hit him.
Stomper literally got to the bottom floor of Top Golf. Obviously, there's multi-layered. He ran out into the driving range, like out where everyone's hitting the balls, and was just like, come on, hit me. Like, bring it. And then, of course, did not notify the Top Golf staff that he would be doing it, and they promptly, semi-promptly retrieved Stomper, and we have not had an event at Top Golf since. But I might have been thinking of Stomper. Stomper was asking for it.
Wow.
I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
I thought that's what you're like talking about.
No, sometimes for real. I've maybe I've made it up, but I swear, like sometimes those ball retriever guys.
I'm sure Stomper knew what he was doing.
Ask for it. I think he was trusting that suit a little bit too much. I still think you would feel something in that.
But you didn't try to hit him, right?
I would have if I absolutely would have tried to hit Stomper.
I guess 100%. If he's saying, try to
exactly.
Hit me.
I'm like, okay,
try catching in his trunk.
Yeah,
sling it back at you.
Exactly.
You just been continental, son.
I would have tried to hit him, but
all right. My apologies. We'll get to the Bleacher Report list there. It's a most improved player candidate list. You'd think there'd be at least one king on there, right?
Right.
You'd be surprised. And then wait till you hear who is on it. It's unbelievable. And it's next on Sactown Sports.
Four left. It's Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Who do they decide on for the Super Bowl?
What do you mean, halftime act?
Yeah. I know that Taylor Swift.
Yeah, turned him down, right?
At what point do people turn on Taylor Swift and be like, why don't you lower your prices? And I understand the whole Ticketmaster thing, but what about the merch? Like, legit, do you have to make $1 billion? Could you make 500 million? Could you?
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. A Delta breeze will cool us down to the low 60s by morning. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm with a high of 94. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Plumbing, electrical, heating and air, everything that makes your home your home. With Bonnie, you sure got that covered. And right now, get your air conditioner tuned up for just $79. Originally $129. Bonnie.com. License 696-355.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all. Here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street, right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
At Bank of America, there's one question we ask our customers to learn what matters most. It's not, how much money do you have? It's not even, how much money would you like to have? No, our question isn't about money. It's about you and what you want to achieve. Because that's what's most important. So, what would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can STEM, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can STEM, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
Attention all tool shoppers. Get ready for the biggest DeWalt sale event of the year at Fasteners Inc. Sacramento on Saturday, September 23rd. We're bringing you the best deals on DeWalt products you've ever seen for one day only, including impact drivers for $59, combo kits for as low as $179, and up to $2,000 off your order with instant cashback rewards. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd only. Come on down and get better tools for better prices at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Find us at 6701 Power Inn Road and learn more at fastenersinc.net.
At your desk, on your phone, in the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
On Sactown Sports.
And we have some Kings news, Sacramento Kings news. Here's Chris Watkins.
This is via Chris Haynes. I believe he's with TNT nowadays. The Sacramento Kings are converting forward Folsom High School star Jordan Ford's contract to a two-way contract, thus making Jordan Ford officially, I guess, a Sacramento King, but also, as we know, with the two-way contract, will probably spend a good amount of his time in Stockton, but now has the ability to stay up in Sacramento for I can't remember how many games. It's like 40 games or something like that. So exciting news. And we talked about it the other day. This kind of feels like the next logical progression in Jordan Ford's career, as last year he was kind of just in Stockton and hasn't really gotten much of an opportunity with the big club, but he'll definitely get some good run. And part of his development is going to be just practicing every day or for a good handful of days with De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell. Like that's the kind of thing that's going to, in the long run, make him a lot better. So it's a good step in the career of Jordan Ford.
He sees that opportunity that was stretched out before him in the summer league.
Yeah, exactly. Like he kind of might have had a little bit of an inside track having the history with the team and being a local guy, but he had to take that opportunity and run with it. And there were a lot of games in that summer league, especially once Keegan left, where there was a good amount of opportunity for somebody to step through that door. And Jordan was really consistently the best player on that team. So really cool for him and just a really great opportunity.
And is former King Buddy Hield involved in a kind of an off court story today?
Something like that. Yeah. Shout out Verlaud, who's just the best producer out there, sent us this.
Bad person, but good producer.
Yeah. Good. That's wow. No truer words have been said. Jermaine O'Neal, I guess, had some previous statement about having beef with players wearing his former number 7 for the Indiana Pacers, and clarified later today in an Instagram post. I love Buddy. Buddy Hield is wearing number 7, changed his number to number 7. I love Buddy and the work that he puts in. My statement has nothing to do with him. It's just disappointing to watch teams every year recognize and celebrate the players who have been with the franchise's very best players on and off the court, but yet the Pacers don't. It's been confusing and disappointing, to say the least. Numbers are hard. Yeah, poor Jermaine O'Neal must have no idea about Jerry Lucas and the struggle that we detailed a few weeks ago, or a couple months ago at this point, where Jerry Lucas wore number 16, and he's just never going to have his number recognized by the Kings. He's one of the best. He was great for Rochester or Kansas City, and never got recognized. Cincinnati, even further back than that. And then, as we know, the Kings have retired number 16, Peja Stojakovic, so no one will wear 16, but it'll be in honor of Peja, not
Jermaine O'Neal played 8 seasons for the Pacers.
He's
he
great.
averaged just under 19 a game.
Made it to a finals.
Yeah. I mean, that's very good, but
especially by Pacer standards, I would say.
Does that make him a Pacer legend? He was an all-star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-time all-star.
He was on some of their best teams.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, the Pacers don't have like a crazy storied history. You know, they're those Jermaine O'Neal, Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson days, like those are probably their best years, right? At least in my memory.
Well, they go back to the ABA. They actually won some ABA titles in Indiana, being the hotbed of basketball. I don't know. To me, he's the type of player that's just you are in no position to expect that.
Sure.
I mean, if they bestow that on you, oh, thank you.
Right.
But hey, well, why aren't I getting honored? He's like, no, that's just kind of ruins the whole point of it.
That's
if you have to
very
ask
true.
for
If you have to ask for your number retired, then
you had a nice career, and that's that.
And that's fair, and again, especially you point out Indiana kind of carrying themselves in that light of kind of being the, obviously the Madison Square Garden is considered the mecca of basketball, but Indiana definitely fancies itself as kind of like the home of basketball, or like the purest form of basketball is in Indiana. So, maybe they're reserving that spot for title winners and great, like all-time greats like Reggie Miller.
I remember there were rumors that he was going to end up here. Weber was going to get traded to them, a sign and trade when Weber was a free agent. By the way, if you play Immaculate Grids, Jermaine O'Neal, Pacers, Blazers, Heat, Suns, Celtics, Warriors, Raptors.
What do you remember about the Jermaine O'Neal Warrior season? Wasn't that kind of wasn't that strength in numbers? I think he was kind of like on the ascending Warriors team.
2013-14. So I think it was after the
strength
in numbers. That was like, that would have been a year before they won the championship.
Right. Okay. Because I remember Jermaine O'Neal he was actually like decent, especially for that point in his career.
8 points a game in like 20 minutes a game.
Yeah.
I'd kind of forgotten that even happened. So.
Yeah. He was okay. He was a good pacer though.
Real quick here. The Bleacher Report. Top 10 candidates, or the way they put it, 10 candidates to be named most improved player.
Okay.
Mikal Bridges.
Sure. He was already really pretty good. Yeah, I was like, he's already pretty good, but I think the NBA has already established. I think John Morant won this award like 2 years ago.
You're right.
So
You're right.
They've already kind of established it's weird.
Cade Cunningham. That's a legitimate.
Okay. They're kind of
Really
mixing. I think the NFL has comeback player of the year. It kind of feels like Cade's more comeback than most improved, but whatever. Okay, sure.
Walker Kessler. He's a good player.
He's a good player. Again, he was already a good player. Maybe he can take a leap. But
Tyrese Maxey and Evan Mobley. Tyrese Maxey, again, is really good.
So
He's
confused. Okay. Sure. Yeah, both of those guys are already really good. Sure, they can always. Sure, yeah, you can get better. Absolutely.
Jordan Poole. Nope.
What? 20 points per game last year. Okay, no.
I mean, maybe you're thinking he's going to average 30 a game this year because he's going to shoot the ball every time.
I just feel like this award, like the NBA kind of needs, like they have their 6-man award, but they kind of need like a irrelevant player, or not a relevant player, but like I guess it shouldn't be named an irrelevant player award.
Relevant player award.
The player for the least relevancy this season. Okay, you know what? Go ahead and finish your list, and then I'll make my complaint.
And I think there legitimately should be a king on this list, but so far there's none. Austin Reeves.
Okay, he already had a good season. Kind of already had his improvement.
This one I think actually I have a hard time arguing with. Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey.
Sure. He's got some room for improvement. Already pretty decent, but yeah, he's got some room for improvement.
And then there's only 2 left. Jabari Smith.
Okay. That's probably going to win.
And Derek White.
Okay, so
we've
got Jabari Smith and Giddey.
There's no Keegan Murray on there.
That's ridiculous. Right. Actually, that's a great point. I don't understand that. Yeah, I mean, what I was
Bleacher Report. It's my bad.
That's a great point.
I should have just said,
well,
that's
the best
nothing. So I will just move on, but I couldn't.
That's ridiculous.
Sucked me in.
I mean, yeah.
And I went down the list and Derek White.
See, yeah, I don't like. I would rather have Derek White win the award though than Cade Cunningham or Jordan Poole. Like what I was trying to get at is the NBA needs to award more role players, and that's what I think this award should signify. Like Bruce Brown last year should have been in real contention for this award. Like we already have enough awards for stars,
but a
8th man award. Just keep moving it further down the bench, I guess.
Yeah,
like that
7th, 8th, 9th.
It's more just like if you're gonna say most improved, to me that says someone who wasn't relevant and then this season became a real like factor, like Caleb Martin last year in the playoffs.
Well, they used to, this award, I think we've talked about this. It used to be the comeback player of the year, but they had so many players that were coming back from drug issues that it became an embarrassment to the league, and they just changed the name of the award.
Well, it's just, I feel like comeback is just a lot. Well, though the NFL has gotten in some trouble for the comeback player of the year. Is I think Geno Smith won it last year, and it's like, what did he come back from? He came back from sucking. Like, okay, I guess that's a comeback award, but that's where it's like maybe it should be most. I don't know. It feels like something that's just an imperfect system.
I think I have
Keegan
one
Murray
of my
deserves to be
predictions
on the
is
list.
Keegan. I think Keegan's winning that award. So.
He should. He should absolutely be on the list.
I don't need a whole list. I just need one name, and I'm telling you who's going to win it.
Keegan Murray.
Bleacher Report.
12 to 16 to 17 points per game will do it. Just do it, Keegan.
Coming up next, forget Kirk Cousins for a minute. Here's what tonight's game boils down to next year with Whitey and Watkins on Sactown Sports, of course. Hello.
Whitey and Watkins. Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award?
Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave, and I recognize, just like my friends at American Energy Heat and Air, that your time is important. And that's why shopping for a new air conditioner is now easier with American Energy Heat and Air's online quoting tool. All you have to do is go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote right now. It'll help you determine what system you're going to need to get. It'll provide the best pricing options, all from the comfort of your home without having to have somebody come to your home. You know how annoying that is? They come in and everybody there is so sweet and nice, but how much better is it to be able to get it on demand? Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your needs are, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. I'm going to show you my steps for making the perfect radio ad. This one's about innovation refunds and the ERC. First step, be relatable. I like pizza and puppies. 2, cold hard info. The ERC is a tax credit for eligible businesses that kept employees on payroll in 2020 and 2021. So if you qualify, Innovation Refunds Network of Independent Tax Attorneys could help you claim it. 3, go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password to my bank account is Ty's cool password 1. Uh-oh. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Happy Thursday. I'm Simone with your Sactown Sports headlines. NFC champs Philadelphia Eagles try and shake off their Week 1 uninspiring performance as they host the Minnesota Vikings tonight for some good old Thursday night football. You, of course, can listen to tonight's game right here on Sactown Sports with our pregame festivities tipping off at 4:30 right after Whitey and Watkins, and kickoff scheduled for 5:15. On Sunday, you can tap in with us as a faithful touchdown at SoFi to spar with the LA Rams. Our pregame coverage kicks off at noon right here on Sactown Sports and over at SactownSports.com. And finally, we want to lace you up with the latest leaderboard standings from the Fortnite Championship at Silverado Resort in Napa. This update is proudly provided by Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Currently, the Australian Lucas Herbert sits alone atop the leaderboard with 9 under and back in the clubhouse. Kim Sung-young's day 1 in the books as well with 7 under. And finally, Kelly Kraft and Jason Duffner tied at 3rd with 6 strokes under, also all done for the day. I'm Simone. Those are your headlines. Now back to more Whitey and Watkins.
Check out Whitey and Watkins now on YouTube. Search Sactown Sports and watch the show from your desk.
Coming to you via Folsom Lake Honda. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Bottom of the hour, we've got NFL football for you, but we've still got a lot of pizza left in the box here. Take a look at the key factor, the one thing that tonight's game really comes down to in just a moment. Also, Factor Fantasy Showdown coming up. We've been having fun today. Somehow we ended up talking about the driving range.
Yep.
And we also are talking about a 3-on-3 tournament, all-time Kings 3-on-3 tournament. That's because Jimmer is coming to Golden One to play 3-on-3 October 1st. So our poll question, Sactown Sports YouTube channel poll question, who do you got in the Kings 3-on-3 tournament? Theus Richmond Thorpe, 9% of the vote. Weber Peja J. Will, 47% and leading. Cousins, Gay, Isaiah Thomas, 6%. Fox Sabonis Monk, 38%.
Wow.
They still have a shot.
Yeah.
But they're running out of time there.
Yeah, time
Now,
is not on their side.
On the YouTube chat here, John Williams asks, Bibby versus J. Will, which is something we went over when we first set that up as a good question.
Mhm.
Then Simone came back on the chat. Simone came back on the chat with, at John Williams, I love your work. There's some musical notes. Simone came in and said, I would like to nominate myself for chat comment of the day. Judge Verlaud, this is it's unprecedented, and I don't even know how to rule on something like that.
And your bailiff, yeah.
I would say it was better than Moody Blues.
I agree. I definitely agree.
But she's
But
part of the show.
Yeah, I think someone in that room needs to second her nomination.
Okay. Insider trading, whatever.
it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
You're such a hater.
I do like John Williams music.
What a
but,
wet blanket Thursday it is.
CK916 is well played, Simone. So that's something. Getting that.
I'm not saying it's not a bad. It's a good joke for sure.
Why don't you actually grade me then? Out of 10, please.
Higher than a 1 for sure.
You gotta stop.
What a wet blanket this guy is.
It's like,
remember, a 6 is what you need to qualify
you said
to be
7.
a nominee.
You said 7.
Okay,
I
apologize.
C's get degrees.
John Williams, I love your work. It's strong. It's on the right side of 5 for sure. Can I do 6.5? I'll do a 6.5.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all. It's borderline good enough for nomination. for nomination.
Anyway, yeah.
Thank you.
What do you feel, Whitey? You get a say in this.
I don't.
You're just abstaining from all this.
He's
trying
just
to keep his
disgusted
hands
that
clean.
I nominated myself.
Now that I think about it, the more I think about it, and if I do have to give it a grade, I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10.
Aw.
Okay, that.
What was that about?
That feels ridiculous.
He doesn't do that.
Where's the button there?
Eric S. says dad joke grade 6.5. So he's right there with
There
you.
we go. See,
Uh-huh.
I feel like we're getting a consensus
All
here.
power to the people. Thank you.
It's not bad though, Simone. It's definitely not bad.
So I don't know if we have a YouTube chat coming of the day nominee today. So
Well, you could.
still have
but
that.
Whatever.
There was one in the afternoons that I liked, but
Yeah.
I don't think that. Or I'm sorry, in the midday that I liked.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
you shared that with us.
Yeah, I don't think that counts towards.
You know what? I'm gonna say that's the.
I think it should.
That's
be.
the comment.
If it's comment of the day, it can't.
It's the one that we've been talking
Yeah,
about.
you can't exclude your own. You can't make it exclusively for your show if it's comment of the entire day.
Yeah, we're inclusive
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
If we can't share it with everyone, it can't be a comment.
Good point.
Great point.
I feel like we
It's
should.
not-
I think it's
not-
best if we just don't share it. But.
Chris Watkins, will you share with us what you think of this?
Yes.
Tonight's game for your Vikings against the Eagles.
For now.
Here, right here on Sactown Sports.
Yes.
What it
always.
comes down to, essentially, the essence of this game is the fact that you have the Eagles and all that pressure they bring up front. They had 8 players last week against New England brought pressures. Against the Minnesota offensive line with the center out, Garrett Bradbury is out.
Yeah.
And Christian Darrisaw, left tackle, was questionable at last report. That's, I think, what this game comes down to. What say you?
Darrisaw will play today.
Okay.
He stepped out on the
That's
field
gonna
earlier, and they released the inactive report. He is not on it, so that's definitely a positive. That'll help. But you're right. Like, it is keeping Kirk upright pretty much for the most part, and keeping the pressure out of his face. And for that exact reason. Honestly, they need to keep him up and keep him healthy as long as they can. And this Eagles defensive line is just no joke at all. And, Kirk is a lot better of a quarterback, as is most quarterbacks, when he has time to throw and let the weapons do the work. I mean, they have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison had a touchdown last week. They're trying to integrate TJ Hawkinson into the offense more than last week as well.
I have a question, Professor. I was looking at the numbers. I could look them up here. I don't have them, but I know Cousins threw for his numbers were incredible.
300 plus.
And what did they score? 16 points?
They scored 16 points.
Hey, what happened?
Turnovers. And that's another big thing as well. Yeah. I mean, you've got to limit turnovers and start to force some yourself. Vikings had 2 turnovers last week. One was on a strip sack in their territory. So, it was an easy touchdown on the other side. And then the other one, Vikings were in the red zone themselves. The right guard hit the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hand, taking away a scoring opportunity from them, giving it to the other side. And then, of course, the Vikings defense, it's been shaky. Brian Flores is trying to mix it up and make it a little bit more confusing, but they didn't force any turnovers themselves last week. And when you're going to lose the turnover battle and, you're going to let Baker Mayfield hold the ball and have long possessions, you're going to lose a lot of games.
To that point, did you know the last 21 games for the 49ers, when they win the turnover battle,
it's huge,
they're
man.
16-0. When they don't, they're 0-5.
That's crazy.
Over the last 21 games.
And sometimes it's really crazy. Football really is that cut and dry. It's just who has the ball last or who has more possessions.
You get your turns, I get my turns. If you're going to give me extra turns, I'm going to beat you.
You're going to have a lot better shot at it at least. And yeah, I mean, it's really massive just how big keeping the ball is. And I think, to connect an earlier number, the lesser passing or just lesser deep balls than we've seen before. A lot of deep balls cause turnovers for the offense. And I think a lot of the NFL nowadays is just about keep away. It's keeping the ball away from the defense or from the other team and maximizing your possessions while limiting the opponents. And if you can do that more times than not, if you own the time of possession, you're going to win a lot more games than you lose. And it's a whole lot easier said than done to draw out possessions, but that's kind of the name of the game of football these days.
Simone, what is your favorite John Williams theme?
That's
something Star question. Wars.
Okay. All
Jurassic Park's pretty great. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
I like Raiders.
Yeah, I was going to say Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Let's not sleep on Pirates of the Caribbean, though.
You know what? E.T.?
What about
so that's a no on E.T.?
Speaking of
all
movies.
this John Williams talk, and I don't even get a nomination, not even a nod, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was going to see what answer you came up with, and Star Wars was an okay answer.
It's the obvious.
It's a little chalky.
Yeah, it's a little chalky. It's definitely a little chalky. Yeah.
Speaking of movies, yesterday you compared Aaron Rodgers to Two-Face. Right?
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So, and we were talking about we just threw out, hey, I wonder what we could come up with as far as NFL quarterbacks and superhero movie villains.
Yes.
And I believe Christopher Lott and Simone came up with a few.
Yeah, Simone, you could really redeem yourself.
Would you like to hear them? I would like to hear them.
I would love to hear them.
You have to look at our texts.
Okay, gotcha.
I have one for Cousins, but I don't want to step on you guys because you may have one.
I'll lead off. I think you guys are going to hate me for this. Red Skull, Andy Dalton, for obvious reasons.
Oh, okay.
For obvious
good.
reasons.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good start. Good
so
start.
I'm thinking of villain, like what's like the worst one you could think of? Thanos, just like unstoppable.
Mhm.
No matter what you throw at him, it doesn't even phase him.
Let me guess.
It's got to be Patrick Mahomes, right?
It's not a bad nickname for
racking it
Patrick Mahomes, too, especially if he starts just racking up Super Bowl titles.
And then when he gets a touchdown, he just snaps his fingers.
Yeah. People say Thanos had the rings, but he didn't actually have rings, did he? He had that thing.
He's got the gauntlet where he's got
with
the
all
jewels
stones
or
in
whatever.
it. Yeah.
Stones, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You guys are
Please.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. Yeah, definitely. Those are 2 good ones.
Uh-huh.
When I think of Justin Herbert, I think of someone who's, quite mysterious, a lot of smoke and mirrors. And that brings me to Mysterio.
Ooh.
He has all these kind of tricks and illusions and, just one crack in the glass or in the O-line and it all comes
Yeah, it's like
rumbling
the
down.
Chargers. You thought we were going to win? Watch this.
Exactly. And the drones will turn on you.
Okay, I've got another one.
And Jake Gyllenhaal.
Russell Wilson. He's not a villain. He's a good guy.
Exactly.
He wants everyone to know
How are
that
you
he's a
gonna
good
turn
guy.
that? Yeah.
He's but in the background, there's something shady about him. So Homelander from The Boys is Russell Wilson.
I have not seen The Boys. I've heard incredible things about The Boys.
I also must recuse myself.
Yes. So we'll just give you the point for it. It sounds great. I hear
It's fantastic, and it's a great pull. That was excellent.
Okay. All right, we have time for one more at this time. Do you have one more, Simone, or you have one, Chris? Yeah.
Simone, do you have one?
No, it was yours.
Okay, this one person is. You're thinking of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But he's also he's also cunning. He can adapt to any situation around his environment. He's Poison Ivy.
Wow.
Pheromones,
That's a
you
good
guys,
one.
the lustfulness.
He's hot.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Yes.
that helps. That definitely helps.
Tricking
Poison Ivy,
people,
yeah.
yep.
Those are great. I had two that don't reach that level, but if I may,
Honorable mention, please.
This is a retired player, Drew Brees, Bullseye.
Okay, yeah.
And Kirk Cousins, the Green Goblin. I don't know. There's just something about him.
He's definitely Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin for sure.
Spider-Man, you like that?
I could see
You
Kirk
like
having
that,
internal
Spider-Man?
conversations with
Yeah.
himself as well.
Yes.
Very like Smeagol Gollum being like, but Kirk, just stay conservative. Throw the ball deep, Kirk. Just do it.
Also, one more quick honorable mention for Dan Campbell as the Juggernaut.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can see
question.
it. Juggernaut. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I had a Kirk Cousins one. I'll do it really quickly. Kirk Cousins is robotic, intelligent, always tries to do the right thing, but ends up screwing everything up. Ultron.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
I like it too because he is very robotic
Coming up next,
and poetic.
the Factor Fantasy Showdown. We're going to wrap up the show. Chris and I, we've had so much fun together.
I know. We've had
pretending
fun.
that we
We're
get
gonna-
along.
Yeah,
we don't get along.
Yeah.
And we're going to prove it here. The Factor Fantasy Showdown, which you won yesterday, didn't you?
Allegedly. Yeah.
Going
I
head
felt
to head.
like pity though, so I want to earn this one.
Today's hottest
earned it.
topics.
Okay.
That's next. Sactown Sports.
Whitey
And Watkins.
on Sactown Sports.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad that those arch supports are in my shoes. I have terrible foot issues that prevented me from really having a normal life with my kids. With the Good Feet arch supports, man, I'm always ready. My kids actually got to enjoy me in the yard more, racing each other, backpedaling, teaching them some things, being a dad. If I had known about the Good Feet arch support earlier, I would have more than one championship. I would have 2 championship rings.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville.
At your desk, on your phone,
In the car.
Whitey and Watkins.
on Sactown Sports.
Heading for a showdown. Did very well yesterday, Chris Watkins. Snapping. I had a streak. I forget what it was. Who keeps score? But I had a little streak going, and you claimed the victory.
Yeah, with my great defense of who watches baseball, it was a bold strategy. It paid off.
Paid off big.
Yeah, it's. I'd like to thank baseball for being so boring.
You've got the title. We'll see if you can hang on to it. All rise now. Entering the chambers, our judge for today, the Honorable Judge Verlaud.
You may be seated, gentlemen.
Gracias.
Thank you for joining us.
And his bailiff, Sparky.
Oh, is that what her name is?
I don't know.
thought it was Nicole.
Simone, yeah. Oh, Nicole, that's right. Nicole, right.
So,
Do you
gentlemen,
prefer Sparky or Nicole? Nicole.
Cool.
Sparky is my mom's dog's name.
Oh, classic.
So, Chris, you won yesterday.
Okay.
Let's start with you.
This is new.
Kirk Cousins is the most underrated quarterback in NFL history. Fact or fantasy?
This is a fact.
That's the fact, Jack.
Kirk Cousins, when you hear about when he's talked about on national TV, it's always negative. It's always, Kirk Cousins can't get it done. You can't win with Kirk Cousins. Let me tell you, especially with the Vikings, it has not been Kirk Cousins' fault. People wanted to blame him last year for checking down to TJ Hawkinson on that 4th down. There was nobody else. There was tons of pressure in his face. He had to get rid of the ball. Saw TJ Hawkinson one-on-one. He was like, if he breaks free, it's a 1st down. Kirk throws a beautiful football. You look at his numbers. He puts up stats. He's got some great receivers out there. He's capable of winning Super Bowls, but the way people talk about him, you would just think that he's actively losing games for his team when more times than not it's been because Vikings don't have a defense. They don't have an offensive line, or God forbid they get a kicker for once. So Kirk Cousins has definitely got the short end of the straw for most of his career. He's criminally underrated.
Kirk Cousins is the most underrated quarterback in NFL history. Factor Fantasy, that is a fantasy. Kirk Cousins puts up great numbers. Chris is right. The problem is, for those who don't think very highly of him, is he doesn't win very much. He hasn't won very much. The most underrated quarterback of all time has won a lot, and yet there are some who say, well, I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. When you look at the guys who've won 2 Super Bowls, of those who are eligible, they're all in the Hall of Fame. There's a quarterback who some people say, I don't know if he's really a Hall of Famer. Not only has he won 2 Super Bowls, he was the MVP of the Super Bowl twice. Plus, on Manningcast, we learned that, wow, he's a human being. He has some semblance of a personality. It's Eli Manning.
Okay, you guys make interesting points. Whitey, I'm going to have to go against yours because I don't know if Eli Manning is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Also, you can say those 2 Super Bowls, but what is his record when he doesn't make the Super Bowl? I don't think he has a playoff win when the team doesn't go to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Chris, you get the point.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kirk.
So, Whitey.
Yes, sir.
All things considered, the NFL would be better off without Thursday night football. Factor Fantasy.
That's a fantasy, and I apologize for getting upset about that, but come on. There is this, it's kind of this narrative that Thursday night football is terrible and the games are no good. Well, sometimes the games aren't that great because we don't always get the best teams, but the record shows that the games are just as competitive as games during the week, even though teams are coming off the short week. And it's like the setup for the whole weekend. We love football. Thursday night football is football, and more football is good, and it's a great appetizer for the big, fat football weekend. If you don't like Thursday night football, you should move to another country, and you should do so promptly.
Well, Chris, you can pack my bags and book me a flight to wherever you want to go, because this is a fantasy. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it's a fact. It would be better. There you go. I just wanted to hear the jingle.
Close enough.
I just wanted to hear the jingle.
Had to be one or the
other. Thursday, it's just like, it's too abrupt. There's been so many times where it's Thursday night football and I forget until halftime, or, and I'm a sports fan. I really care about these things, and it sneaks up on me. It feels like every single week. Most of the time they end up giving us garbage matchups because they're like, this is football. You're going to watch the Jaguars against the Browns and you'll love it. No, just put it all on Sunday. You already own Sunday. They're trying to manipulate the calendar so that they have football every single day, and it's the biggest thing on the planet. We're supposed to stop our lives because it's on, and it's really abrasive, and for most part, the games are terrible. I apologize for saying the wrong word.
Well, Watkins, I'm glad your bags are packed, because you can also get out of this courtroom with that. Are you serious? You don't want more football? It's what Whitey said. It's an amuse-bouche to Sunday football, just getting us a little taste so we can get excited for Sunday football once again.
I don't want a taste. I want the whole thing.
I think amuse-bouche is playing tonight. I think he's
he
might be.
Corner for Philly.
Right next. He's playing the receiver for the Rams, right?
Yes.
So we are all tied up. So I believe this is for you, Chris.
Okay. Wherever you want to go.
Do we have to explain them again, the difference between fact and
Please,
fantasy?
that would be really helpful.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Until the 49ers clean up the right side of their O-line, they can't be considered the best team in the NFL. Factor Fantasy.
I'm trying to, in my head, make sure that I get the right one. Now I've psyched myself out. This is a fantasy. They absolutely can be considered the best team in the NFL, even without the best offensive line, because the weapons around are just top notch. No one else can match what the 49ers offer with Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell. Then on the defensive side, all the stars that they have over there. You don't have to have the best at every single position group to be considered the best team in the NFL. You can be considered the best by having the top end at all of those places. And yeah, it's okay if you have one tiny blemish on your team, as long as it's not just a gaping hole, which still to be determined. And even if it is, the Niners can address it. They can absolutely still be the best team in the NFL with a weak right side.
Until the 49ers clean up the right side of their O-line, they can't be considered the best team in the NFL. That is a fact.
That's the fact, Jack.
Chris talked of gaping holes. There was a gaping hole wherever Colt McKivitz lined up on Sunday. TJ Watt, who's a tremendous player, no question. He got to Brock Purdy 3 times. The problem with that is it a blemish? No, because that can disrupt your whole season if that continues, because Brock Purdy is going to be in harm's way. There's every reason to think the Niners have time to clean that up, and they are facing another very good pass rush this week. But the second half for Brock Purdy was okay. First half was good. They beat Pittsburgh, so that's the other thing. Pittsburgh's not very good. If they want to be the best team, whether they're considered the best team or not, atop of the power rankings, whatever, if you want to be the best team and win enough games to get to the Super Bowl, you're going to have a better right side of your offensive line, or it ain't going to happen.
Excellent point by both of you. I need you both to approach the bench before I make my decision, though.
Really? My cord's not long enough.
We have about 2 minutes before we have to go to break to get to the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should that be the final question?
Yeah, I think it should.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have come with my decision. It was not an easy decision.
Yeah,
You don't need to take the whole 2
stretch
minutes.
it out.
But I will make it right now. I think the 49ers proved Whitey right. Why haven't they gone to the Super Bowl? Because every year their quarterback gets hurt because they're injured by the decisions that they have made. I'm sorry, Chris,
but
you have lost this game, and Whitey is our
Thank
winner.
you, Your Honor. Thank you.
But
Thank you, Bailiff.
there's got to be a button there somewhere.
Thank you very much.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you thought he was doing the old
Yeah,
Verlon
I was waiting.
end around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the yips. I feel like I definitely have the yips.
Wait, you're
now.
getting in your head?
I feel like I can't do Factor Fantasy without. Normally I'll circle beforehand which one I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to have to stick to that.
You really, honestly, you don't like Thursday Night Football?
I really don't. Like, it seriously does sneak up on me, and more times than not, it's not a good game. I can do without it. Like, I think the NFL really trying to take over the weekly calendar is just, it's too much for me. Monday is fine. Sunday is fantastic. I can do Sunday night. I'll do all of that. But Thursday, it just feels like you're throwing it in there just for the sake of doing it. Plus, teams don't enjoy it. Like, the actual teams playing don't enjoy playing on Thursday. They have to rush the schedule. God, this would have been a great argument when I was doing Factor Fantasy.
How about this for a last-ditch comment of the day on the chat from Manny Too Legit? Verlod, you should have hit him with the "You're my guy" next time.
That's what I thought. I mean, yeah, I felt like I was hoping that was happening. It's like, at least I could have been your guy, but
You're always my guy, Chris.
Yeah.
I used to badmouth Thursday Night Football, and I found that I always watched it, and I'll be watching tonight. Thank you, Chris.
I will, unfortunately.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for being with us. Stick around. We got Thursday Night Football. Eagles and Vikings are next right here on Sactown Sports.
Vikings are winning.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other